Hello everybody, and welcome to the Gilded Flask, where adventure is never far. My name is Barry, and I will be your Dungeon Master throughout this wonderful campaign. And I'm joined with three even more awesome people. Please introduce yourselves.
And I play the haunting halfling Carla Lilacart.
I'm Daniel. I play the more resolute paladin, human paladin, John Barenthal.
And I'm Marissa. I play Casariel, the ASMR Twilight Cleric.
If you have never visited our place before, then welcome and good to have you. We are live on Twitch, and after we are done recording here, we send our episodes over to YouTube. So wherever you are watching us, thank you for watching us. If you want to catch us live, we are live every Saturday. Check our schedule on thegildedflask.com. As well as on our Twitch page. We upload to YouTube, and if you can't watch us but you do want to listen to our episodes, we also have a podcast on your favorite podcast platform. All the 32 episodes so far are on there, so have a look, subscribe, and listen to us on the go.
Your ratings and your likes and your comments are very valuable to us. Thank you so much. You are all amazing.
Absolutely. We have a couple of awesome people that have helped us so far to make this campaign, this dream, a reality. If you want to see who those are, please have a look at our descriptions below the YouTube video, and we'll probably mention them also during our break. And with that being said, let's head into the tale.
Tell me, do you like ghost stories? I've been investigating people vanishing mysteriously into the night, never to return. It looks like I've found out where they've been.
Good evening.
I don't like this place. The air feels heavier.
Did you hear that?
What do you mean he's watching?
In this place, nothing is what it seems.
We come from an ancient land.
There's no time for this. What are you looking for?
This place has taken my father and my mother. It will not have me.
We gotta move now.
Oh, I do love a good mystery.
Barovia is mine, and so are you.
Now, you guys know what I'm going to say, right? Oh, that intro. I love it. 33 episodes in, and I can't get enough of it. Made by our very own Casariel. Thank you so much for all your effort that you put into that. It's so beautiful. Oh, I love this intro.
Love you guys.
Right. So where were we? Well, last episode, well, that one was one to remember. You had an invitation by none other than Casariel's mother to come and visit her. You came to Vallaki to visit her at the Blue Water Inn, now turned into the Sanguine Inn. A rather smoky, jazzy, debauchery kind of place. You went in there. You went upstairs to connect with her, with Casariel's mom. Casariel, in all her wisdom, and to my astonishment as a DM, used her detect. Which one did you use?
Good and evil.
Detect good and evil, right? Oh, you did, yeah. Noticing that half of the clientele at the Sanguine Inn was actually a fiend. Something I wasn't really ready to share just yet, but hey, sometimes you gotta roll with it. Before you went to actually meet with your mom, you ran into Rictavio, the elvish person that has been at the Blue Water Inn before as well, who talked with you and revealed himself to be none other than the famous vampire hunter Rudolf van Richten, who is coincidentally also the teacher of Esmeralda, who is currently traveling with you. After that discovery, you went to the attic to talk with Casariel's mom. Casario cast Zone of Truth and had a bunch of questions for her mother, which her mother answered truthfully, ultimately ending in the sad words that no matter what she tried and no matter what feels good or bad, sometimes that choice isn't as easily made. And she tried to recruit Casariel into Strahd's ranks by virtue of trying to convert her to become a vampire, as our players learned that indeed Casariel's mom too was succumbed to the vampiristic energies and strengths of Strahd, for whatever reason may be. You had a fierce battle with her, but ultimately you did defeat her. And Rudolf reminded you that you can still save your mother. You captured her soul in a jar, in a flask, if you will, and you currently have that with you, as well as your mother's ashes, because you wouldn't leave that at a demon-infested tavern, now would you? You took all of that with you, and Rudolf teleported you out to the Vistani camp, from where you made your way to your manor. At the manor, you had a little discussion about that day, and ultimately you ended by having another moment to read the diary of Strahd, getting to chapter 6, which is about ready to pull you in. Now, my question for you, do you want to start immediately at the book, or do you guys want to have a couple more minutes to discuss at the manor before we pull you into the book? What do you want?
I'm ready for the book, if you guys are.
I'm ready.
If Casariel's ready, I'm ready.
All right. In that case, the book itself, as it has done for 5 chapters so far, pulls you in once again. And as it does, you hear a voice in the background. And it says rather lightheartedly, "I wish you had someone like Tachana. He enthused at me. Oh, but I will, I thought." And as you hear these words, darkness envelops you and pulls you into the book of Strahd. As the darkness lifts, you hear a rather joyous melody all around you. And you notice that it is coming from the pipes of Ravenloft's grand organ. The jubilance of a verdant spring afternoon energizes your skin. The sun is up, and it's a beautiful day. There's dozens of guests gathered around you with wine and other drinks in hand, conversing with other people from a wide range of races, ranks, and places that are decorated in spectacular tunics and dresses of fine silks. With a loud bong of one of the bells, everyone's attention is drawn toward a beautiful stained glass window depicting a white knight and a red-haired bride who almost seem to be alive in the sunshine of this beautiful day. Apparently, something big is soon going to start, and everyone is rejoicing. You find yourself amidst these people, and you two are also wearing fine clothing. What do you do?
Looks like a wedding. Hella's going to kind of like circle around and just kind of try to pick up tidbits of gossip as she's going, like at the bar.
What's the food situation?
It's nice. There's everything. There's blueberry pies made with blueberries rather than chicken. You know, a campaign has gone, like, you know, interestingly when you have to define what kind of pie there's on the table.
I'm making up a plate and gesturing to Casariel. Want anything?
Oh,
Is there alcohol of some sort?
Sure. There are some bottles of alcohol stashed there, like wine.
Yeah, I'll take a bottle and just fill my own glass.
I love it.
And just start drinking it. Mm-hmm.
All right. Carla, you're just going around like catching some gossip. Roll me a perception check first.
Oh, incredible. Perception. Oh, okay. So that's a 17.
All right. So there's a lot of people around here, and they're of, as I said, different classes and races and well, different places. You see Strahd, who's standing here in a beautiful gown. What do you call that? A tunic, mostly black and red. He doesn't look particularly happy. Also, doesn't look particularly grim. He's there, and he's currently conversing with Patrina, who is standing right next to him. His soon to be promised, who was also there at the dinner last chapter. Beyond him, you notice a familiar face. One of the hags that's ultimately also turned out to be one of the Fays is standing just behind him, conversing with a very young lady. Towards the back, you see Leo, who you've talked to before as well, Delisnia. And on the other side, a bit more towards the south, you notice that Rahadin is conversing with the local townsfolk, it seems. Other than that, the only face that you think you might recognize is the one very close to Casariel, the lady with the black hair. You're not sure what you know her from, though, but you have the feeling that you recognize her.
I scoot up next to her and I say, "How are you? Been a while since our dance."
Sorry, that one you do know. I almost skipped her. That is indeed Ilona.
Oh.
You know Ilona. I met the one
Ilona.
above that, but yeah, you know Ilona.
Okay.
But still,
Yeah,
you want to talk to her?
I'll hop over to Ilona for a moment before I
For sure.
make new friends. Sorry about our dance last time. It didn't go particularly well, and I side-eye Strahd.
Oh, but you did wonderfully. I enjoyed it so much. It was just what the party needed.
It's going to be a beautiful wedding, isn't it?
I do wonder what she looks like.
Oh, probably gorgeous.
Yeah. And I'm so honored.
You're honored?
I'm officiating. I thought it would be the
wonderful.
Morning Lord, but he was unfortunately indisposed. So they turned to me for the officiation, and yeah, I mean, I'm technically allowed, I guess. So
Incredible. Are you part of an order of some sort? I'm sorry, I don't know much about you besides your incredible dueling skills.
I am officially part of the Church of the Morning Lord. So yes, I'm part of the order.
So I recognize a lot of the faces here, but not hers. And I'll nod over to the dark-haired lady that you mentioned before.
You mean Lady Vakta? Surely you know Lady Vakta, right?
I don't think I've had the pleasure. Is she friendly? Should I introduce myself?
Oh, absolutely. Especially on a day like this, everyone is very joyful.
Oh, would you mind giving me an introduction?
Oh, by all means, follow me. And she walks you over.
And I kind of look over my shoulder to try and catch either John or Casariel's eye. Say hey, we might be socializing.
Yeah, I just sort of lift up a pie and hi.
Yeah, and I lift up my glass.
I'll sort of sidle over and just exist.
Great party we're having.
Who brought the pies? Was it her? I'll point over to the hag. That we know.
Do you ask Ilona?
Yeah.
Oh God, I have
While
no
eating.
idea. I believe they're just brought in from the town. I don't know.
All right, be careful with any meat pies. All right.
Sure, because of the temperature, of course, right?
Huh?
Because of the temperature?
Yes.
I just keep eating.
Okay. Anyways, Miss Vakta, this is what's your name again?
Carla Lilacart. Pleasure to meet you.
And Miss Wachter extends a hand to yours in the royal kind of way that royals do. Charmed.
Do a curtsy and a bow. I don't believe I've ever had the pleasure of meeting you before. What connection do you have to the joyous family today?
She looks to her side. She says, "Well, my father, Peter Wachter, is one of the court's, nobles, if you will, accountant as well for our noble Lord Strahd. And me being his daughter, I'm replacing my mother, who couldn't make it today. My name is Lavina Wachter."
Lavina Wachter, pleasure to make your acquaintance. Well, it's going to be a wonderful day, I hope. Hopefully nothing goes wrong.
Yes, of course. There's always something that goes wrong at a wedding, but I do hope that it won't be any tomfoolery in the official part of the day. So joyous.
Haven't heard any stirrings of maybe some less than savory tempers going around. I don't mean to gossip, but just want to know.
Not really. No, I don't think so. Have you,
Good.
father? And her father, basically, he looks like Mr. Pennybags, and he just looks over with that coy kind of look,
Monopoly
like,
man.
what? Yes. And he looks over with that coy look, like, I'm trying really hard to squint a little bit so my monocle doesn't fall out. And he's like, surely, yes. Fine weather.
Looking at this guy, can I tell if he has money on him?
I mean, it's not in plain sight, but there is no way that this guy doesn't have money on him.
Great. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I won't act on it at the moment. Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to re-roll a rogue?
The temptation to take a level in rogue is so real, but I want a D10 bardic inspiration before I do that. But I'll kind of like side-eye him up and down, and then I'll kind of nod at Lovina, and I'll say, perhaps we should have a dance later when the festivities are in full swing. And then Carla will kind of turn around to Casariel and John, just go, I feel like something absolutely awful is going to happen here. What about you? Just me?
When do you think this is? Long ago or really long ago?
Really long ago.
Give me, it's a good question, but I'm going to let, the most obvious one here is either Carla or Casario, so you can choose amongst yourself to roll a history check.
Maybe look what my history is.
Yeah, it's probably better than mine.
Yeah,
Mine's
that's
0.
So, and to sort of bolster that, like John's basically like, we know Wachter's here, but then also that guy over there, he's going to point at the Leo guy. He's like, wasn't he from really long ago?
Carla will kind of pull out her knowledge, because she's been trying to keep track of this as well, of like what times and dates and stuff had happened. And I think with my 22 in history, I can kind of figure it out.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that you take note of here. First off, you're standing outside of what you think is the chapel of the castle. You've been in this chapel in present day, and I mean, if the chapel looks any sort of beautiful on the inside as the outside does at the moment, then this has to be a long time before current day. Looking at the way that people dress over here, it's hard to tell, because formal clothes always take like a century and then some to change. So that's hard to tell. But there is one more very telltale thing. Lady Wachter, in front of you, the daughter of Peter Wachter over here, she's not a young lady. She is about 40 to 50 somewhere. Which is not old by any means, of course, but she's also not like a girl. However, Lavina Wachter is not the name that you know in present day. As a matter of fact, this might be an ancestor.
Yeah, I figured, because she seemed to be still in reverence. And I know that the name is different. Okay. A couple generations back for the Wachter family, but it's rest assured that they are rich. So next time we pay her a visit, we might also get paid. Past that, Carla is just going to hang back and let the story continue as it's meant to be.
All right. As you are just standing here making small talk, John, you are the most absent-minded at the moment, so I want you to roll a perception check.
I was gonna say right before that, can he ask, are you related to Strahd, Ilona?
Me? No.
Okay.
No. We're not married or anything. No.
No, I didn't know, like maybe a family member or something. I don't know. I've seen you in these things a few times and I just didn't know. All right, perception check.
Yes. She's very confused by what you just said.
14 plus. Oh, I got an 18.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
More than I expected. So then, let me just change something. Cool. Let's roll with it. So you're absent-mindedly listening to this, John. This is not your thing, right? Like the small talk and whatnot. It's just.
I'm also eating a pie.
And yeah, which is a lot more cool than than the rest. As you're like eating pie and just like basically like zoned out looking past these people at like the butterflies and whatnot, you notice that a little further away from you guys, just around the corner, there is a lone gentleman standing, muttering in himself, running his hand up and down a marble column.
Is it this guy over here in this direction?
Yes,
Right.
it is the lone guy up there.
Is that guy feeling the castle?
It looks like.
I'll say out loud while I'm looking. Like I'm talking to Ilona, and while she's like stumbling because I just asked her, like, are you related to Strahd? You've been here. And like, hey, is that guy feeling the castle? I'll point it out.
She looks over her shoulder and she says, "Oh, he's one of the architects. I think I haven't really talked to him. He doesn't really talk that much."
Oh,
Hmm.
he made this place.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me go ingratiate myself to him. Carla will run over.
Yep, I'm refilling my drink. I'm just gonna bring the bottle and the glass. And I'm following.
Nice to see you, Ilona. Bye.
For incredible guests.
Peak John. When you first walk up to this gentleman, you see him indeed running his hands along a marble column, and he seems to be whispering in himself. He's the only one at the party at the moment who is just alone. The rest is mingling with the rest, but he isn't. And that is strange because you guys aren't exactly royalty, but you too know that social awkwardness is absolutely taboo amongst nobility, and on such a royal occasion, it's weird that someone would do that. But you see that this gentleman seems to draw no eye from any of the other members of the court.
Hello there.
Huh? Oh. Hi.
Hi, I'm Carla Lilac-Hart. I've been told, are one of the architects for this wonderful castle.
Yes. Yes, I am. My name is DM. DM Anti.
I'm giving up. I'm actually leaving. I'm 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks. You're getting 2 minutes.
I am not even kidding.
DM is it?
As a quick jump out, this is a shout out to DM Andy, who always makes our wonderful maps. Dude, you rock. Your maps are absolutely
Incredible map
amazing.
maker. I'm so sorry your name is being used this way. DM Andy. Mind if I call you D?
Sure. Yes.
So this place is wonderful and it is huge and it probably has 1,000,000 secret passages on how to get in here. Could you tell me about any of them?
Yes. And he turns his head away from you again and he just looks at the marble column and runs his hand by it again. Carla, was it?
Mm-hmm.
He turns around and he grabs your hand by the wrist and pushes your hand against the column.
I'll allow him to.
Tell me what you feel. What is the marble telling you?
That it's a fairly tepid day. And it's strong.
You see a look of dismay on his face. You don't feel that? You don't hear that? It's drowning out all the joviality of the day.
Huh. And I'll kind of go, and I'll press like my air against the column. And what I'm going to do is try to like almost like reach out with my arcane energy to see if I pick up anything from it.
Give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, exciting. Okay. Don't do me dirty. It's a 6. It's a 6.
A 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it's marble, but it's cold stone. There's nothing.
I'll grab his hand and I'll say, "Hum it with me. You hear it? Hum it with me. Like say it with me." And try to encourage him to start speaking. But saying.
So I'm visioning this that you're holding his hand like with both hands. Like, are you?
Oh, like I've got one kind of like, if you can imagine, hand in air pressed against the stone, and I'm like, yes, you tell me what you hear. As I grab his hand, yeah. Can you hear it?
Slowly, he slowly takes his hand back as if he accidentally put it in a mailbox or something. He's like, and he turns around to the marble column again, and he says, I designed her to be warm, vigilant, and ever accepting of the morning Lord's light and grace. A structure to stand the rigors of time, a church to accept the morning Lord's love, no matter how dark the skies may become. On a day like today, these halls should be filled with laughter and love, but instead, the walls seep with despair and sadness. Can you not hear the wails of anguish? Why should she be so sad on
Ian,
such a joyous day?
I have a question for you.
Huh?
You seem like a man that can understand the importance of a structure like this.
Yes.
You said you built it for the Morning Lord. What if, and I'll really need you to come with me on this one, what if you put something into the walls for me? Would you do that? Could you do that?
Like magic?
Well-
I'm not a magic man.
Actually, is there a place in which something could be buried, something very important here? Where would it be buried? You know, if you
mean
were...
in the castle?
Yes, on the castle grounds somewhere. If you wanted to put something of great importance, not necessarily a person, but an item of great power, where would you put it here?
Well, I'm not the castle's lord, but I would go either for the vaults in the catacombs or perhaps in the tallest spires, far away from prying eyes. Those would be good, but do note, I did not design the entirety of the castle. I worked under the genius of Artemis Fedatov, who designed the entire castle, and he left the chapel to me. He was bored with it.
I see.
It's waiting.
All right.
Despair? You said?
Do you know if
it should be... Go ahead.
If the chapel's despairing, do you know if it's been properly consecrated?
The Morning Lord has been here, so
Wait,
I assume.
been here like somebody communed with him here, or do you mean
Yes,
Saint Andrew?
Yes, yes. He consecrated the ground through the power of the Morning Lord. I wasn't here to bear witness to that, but I assume that is done well. I mean, a wedding is about to be held here. Surely they wouldn't have forgotten that.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Saint Andrew was the Morning Lord. That would be funny. Anyway.
Do you know when the wedding starts? Do you know about how long before it starts?
The bell just tolled, so it shouldn't be more than, say, 5 minutes, I think. I don't know. I don't come to weddings much. I'm not much of a sociable guy.
Real quick, Diamante. If I were, say, invited to this wedding and I were outside the walls and I had to go to the bathroom really bad, how would I get in really quickly? Maybe, I don't want to get embarrassed, so how would I do that way?
Via the stables, I think, and he points to the side where you guys are standing. There's a portcullis right next to Kazariel that would lead out to the stables.
Cool.
That'd be the quickest route, I think.
And do you know if there's water beneath the castle? Like a lake or, a river? Running water of any kind?
Well, down below there is a bit of a stream, but I mean we're basically up a mountain, so no.
And to get into the vaults, how do we do that?
The stairways, I think. I didn't design that part of the castle. Maybe Lord Strahd would know. He lives here after all.
Of course, but it's, the wedding. I didn't want to disrupt him.
No, of course.
Well, Anthe, it was a pleasure meeting you. You seem to know your way around a rock.
So you are interested in it? My work doesn't interest a lot of people. You do like it, right?
It's a chapel, of course we like it. I'm interested in all things religious. I think Kazariel is as well.
And marble. I love marble.
Oh, do you? Well, in that
absolutely.
case, he reaches for his belt and he takes off a small pouch and he opens it a bit and he shows that there is white marble grit in there. And he wraps it up again and he hands it to you. He says, "Please take it." It always gives me comfort. It'll show you. It'll help you see through when you need to.
Oh, is there a trick to it? I've always just admired it. How do I use it?
Well, when you make maps and you try to draw out what you're going to build, we usually do that on blue paper, and there we use white material to create the lines. It's the marble grit that we use for that. So use it on the map, and it will help you.
Oh. Do you have a map of this castle?
No, I do not.
Oh.
Where would we find one?
A map of the castle. Well, when the castle was finished, Artemis, my boss, had all the maps sent to. He did mention a location. I believe it was a temple, but I'm not sure where.
I think I might know where that is, and you've been such a help. We do, though, I'm going to look at Carla, have to go to the chapel now, because we've got to. Do you remember the surprise that we're supposed to do?
Oh,
we
my goodness.
Be late doing that.
It would be awful if it was.
Nope. Nope, John. No. Yes, but do you remember that?
Oh, please don't let me keep you. You have a wonderful day and enjoy the wedding.
I shall cherish this always. Thank you so much. I'll hold the bag.
Lovely to meet you, DM Andy. And huddle away.
DM
towards the
Anthony,
chapel.
you're very strange. I like you. Have a good day.
Yes.
Do you think we could get something into the chapel? I mean, I should like to get into the vaults, but I don't think we have time now.
I think we could. I think we could get something in there.
If we
We
want
can-
to, we should hurry.
Yes.
You hear another strike of the bell, and you see that as the second strike of the bell happens, people are starting to turn and walk towards the chapel. Apparently, it's time.
What would we leave in there or find in there? What could we do with that?
Just something where it would be easy for me to scry later. Much later,
Okay.
like hundreds of years later.
Okay, something that would last. All right. I will look through my.
I'm gonna hand her the key, the silver brow key.
I'll take it.
Didn't we get this? Okay, I can't remember. There were ghosts
That was in a
in
previous.
the woods,
Mhm.
or
right.
wasn't it in this castle already?
It was in.
A ghost
That
attacked
wasn't
you
in
at
this
one of
castle
our.
already. Yes.
Yeah, a ghost attacked you
And
at
you-
our at a potential camping place, and we. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, but
Ended
there
up
was also
getting
one
A's.
in the castle, right? Wasn't there one in a crypt, like a
In
bank
one of the
vault
tomes?
situation?
Yeah, in one of the tomes,
Yeah.
we did find a silverbrow key and Lavender's perfume.
I was just gonna give you
Yes.
my Tinder box, but okay, that'll work, I guess.
I think this will work quite well.
In any case, both of the keys are still perfectly pristine and silver, as if they are present day.
Okay. If it's possible, I think you'd be the best one. Perhaps behind a stone in the wall or
Mhm.
something.
Yes, I think I have an idea. So are we being ushered towards the chapel now, or?
Yes, people are slowly moving towards both of the doors, and as they do, the doors are being opened by the guards that are standing inside. And as that door opens, hang on, people are going in to get a place to sit down.
Oh,
You are welcome to go inside. People are trying to find a place inside. You can go and do so as well.
So when Carla gets in here, the first thing she's going to look for is anything that looks metal, sturdy metal. Like something that seems to be either like a decoration or an engraving within the wall, or anything that looks like it would stand nearly kind of the test of time, like it would stay there, or maybe something that I recognize that I have seen in the chapel before.
All right. There are some metal chandeliers on those wall sconces, if you will. Those are metal.
Okay, she'll go up to one of them with the key, and she will heat metal. If I can use that spell.
Yeah,
And-
you can.
Engrave the key sort of into the side of it with that spell,
Okay.
melting and warping it onto it.
That key is now lodged over there, and whether or not that trick has worked, we will learn in due time. But for now, it has been lodged there.
Can I approach just like not up on the thing, but like look, and do I see the icon of Ravenloft that we previously had seen on the?
Yes, and it's indeed standing on the altar. Also, in front of the altar, I forgot to mention, as you are walking inside, there is obviously the groom of today, Sergei von Zarovich. To describe him quickly, he is wearing a white coat. The white coat itself is decorated with golden tassels and like a priestly pendant that he is wearing on a cerulean ribbon. At his waist, he has a sword, which seems to be dazzling in chromatic fragments of sunlight, which is gleaming through the painted glass. In front of him, on the altar, Lady Ilona is taking place. And she is now wearing blue and gold priestly robes, standing poised to officiate. To his left, Now, Strahd is also taking place. And Strahd is standing there proudly in his black and red garment with golden angel wings and a heavy black cape. Strahd is watching you approach as you stand there to have a gawk.
Hey, Sergey, how you doing? Is all this for you, or and I turned to Strahd, or is it for you?
It is for my brother, the groom,
Okay,
Strahd
cool.
says.
Hey, Kasario.
And Sergey just looks at you and laughs, and he's like, of course it's for me, silly.
I like
What are
you,
you
Sergey.
doing?
The icon, the thing, it shocks me. Excuse me. And it'll go back and sit down. Kasario, that thing that shocked me, remember? It's up there.
No, I want it really badly.
I wonder.
Don't you dare.
I mean, they
You
wouldn't
in
need-
plate metal.
I'm not even in. I don't even have
I
it.
forbid you to even
Damn.
think about it.
We could cause a distraction. Okay, fine.
All I can think about is Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
But if we cause a
That's
distraction, he's
exactly
fine.
what they're...
100% John trying to do a Mission Impossible mission.
And then everyone looks at it and goes, boo.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That went through my mind as well. That is so funny.
But if we could cause a distraction. Okay.
So you take place on the bench. Patrina also walks in and stands next to Strahd to help officiate the wedding. Behind you, the door opens to the large hallway, and a servant girl quickly pips through and walks over to Carla and taps her on the shoulder.
Hmm?
And she looks at the three of you. Lady Tachana would like a word with you, please. If you could come with me.
Carla will get up and run with her.
All of
John
us?
Kazari, are you following?
I'm going to lean over
Yes.
to Kazaro.
Yes.
Oh, who's Tachana again? Is she the one who's getting married?
She's. Remember. You know what? You'll know when you see her.
Okay.
Go.
Bye, Sergey. Good luck. I like Sergey. He says as he walks down the hallway with you.
As you walk into the hallway, at the end of this hallway, near the second set of double doors, you see Tachana standing in a beautiful bridal gown, a beautiful white pristine dress which has been tailor-made for her and shows everything it should and removes everything that it shouldn't. It's absolutely stunning. And she's standing there, and as you three approach, she has a little blush on her cheeks. And she says, I'm so glad you guys are here.
Hello. Oh, you look gorgeous. You look amazing. Hello.
Who are we?
Well, you're my friends.
Oh, okay.
Most of the people in there are, relatives of Strahd and his extended family, and of course a lot of people that need to be here because of official reasons. And, I never thought I'm just a common girl, and I would be marrying into royalty, so I don't have a lot of people that I could bring. But I'm glad that you three could come. I need, someone here to support me a bit today.
If you ever need anything, we are here.
Tachana, don't sell
Are you
yourself short.
nervous?
Well, Sergey is royalty, right? And I love him, but I don't feel I have anything to offer him.
Your love and his love. You two love each
But
other.
is it
It shouldn't matter who he is or who you are, where you came from. You love each other.
I guess. Maybe I'm just not used to it. The castle is so intimidating. There's so many people here. I want to get married to Sergey, but it's such a big day.
It's one day, though, out of however long you'll have with him. However many days that is.
Yeah, a couple years you'll be griping at each other about whose turn it is to clean the whatevers. Or the servants, I guess.
I guess. I hope we will live somewhere else than this castle, though. I've been living in the castle now for 2 years, and I still feel entirely out of place.
Leave with him after this.
I think that's what he is intending as well.
Good. Go fast. Go far. Don't look back.
I just hope that Elder will be okay with it. He seems so distant lately.
Elder?
Who?
Strahd.
Oh.
You guys know I
didn't-
call him Elder.
It's kind of rude.
Sounded like you said
Guys.
Yelda, and we were like, who's Yelda? Elder.
Yes.
Right.
Elder, yeah, he
sorry.
is.
Think you
He's the
should
elder brother.
even think about what he thinks. I think you should take Sergei's hand and go out and see the world. Oh my god, Neverwinter should be beautiful. I don't know if it exists at this point. It should be beautiful at this time of year. You should just go. Bugger Strahd.
You guys can always visit.
Hypothetically, if he doesn't want you to go, you could stay here and make sure he doesn't turn into a homicidal lunatic.
Or she could leave and save herself. And her beloved.
Is
Oh,
Velaki already...
she'd be damning the entire country if she did that. She could just sacrifice her life, and this is, it doesn't matter. You look beautiful. You really do.
That hypothetical situation
But,
escalated quickly.
You wanted to ask something, John?
Is Velaki around yet?
Yeah, of course. It's the major city.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you didn't want to live in the castle, you could always live like in one of the cities nearby and have to go too far.
No, it's not far enough. You need to pack your bags and go as far and far and far, like across the sea if you can. It
Yeah,
would
I
just
don't
be a
wanna-
better life.
Maybe in time. I want to also honor the friendship that I have with Elder. He's been accommodating, and as I said, he's been a bit distant lately, almost cold. But part of me thinks that he doesn't approve of this union. But then again, he did open up his castle to all of us, and well, he even allowed us to put up that beautiful glass window of me and Sergei. He must approve then, right?
I think you should go with your gut. You said he's been cold lately. Have you seen General Gwillem around?
No, I think she's on a mission.
Did he get cold around the time that she left?
Yes.
When
Yes, he
was
did,
that?
but no more than a couple of months ago, I believe. Trouble across the border, from what I understood. But I don't try to involve myself in politics. I don't want to.
You shouldn't. You should not worry about it at all.
This is going to be a crazy question, but as your friend, I have to ask it. Are you in
course.
love with Strahd and not Sergei?
With Elder? Of
yes.
course not.
Oh, just checking.
Of course not. He's a wonderful friend. And I see a lot of Sergei and him as well. They come from the same family, but no, I could never love Elder in that way. He's like an older brother to me. He's been looking out
Right.
for me, though.
Just had to check that one off our list, you know.
Do you have any family in these lands? I don't know if I've ever asked you that.
I don't, and that is actually why I asked you to come over here. I needed a little talk before, well, everything happens. And she looks over at John. She says, I know I might be asking the impossible here, but since I don't have any family, I don't really have anyone who can give me away. Could you perhaps,
Ask someone?
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
You knew that wasn't gonna go well.
No.
You knew.
Yeah, but he always comes in with such a thing that I like. You can't
Yep.
prep for that. It's just
No.
God damn you. No, silly. I mean, can you give me away?
I'm going to
Suppose.
just intervene here. John, she's asking you to walk her down the aisle.
Well, yeah,
Please.
I suppose. I've never. I don't. Do I have a family? Do I have kids? Do I have kids?
I don't think you do.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So I've never given anybody away. I don't know how. Sure. Yeah. If it means it can help you, of course.
Just let me take your arm, and then we'll just slowly walk towards the altar. It's like I've never done this before either, but like I've seen it, so I think we can do this. Will you join me?
By all means.
You just walk her down the aisle. You say nothing. And
You
when
sure?
she gets to, I'm telling you, I'm sure. When she gets to Sergei, you take her arm and you give her hand to him. You still say nothing. Even if he asks you a question, you just smile and hand her over. And then you come and sit back down next to Carla and I.
I'll
At
look
what
to
point do you
T'Challa
say
just-
anything?
If
Nope.
nothing.
Nope. Great.
This is an
Fine.
order
Good.
from your commander. Please.
All right, T'Challa.
Okay. Just stand next to me here, and if you two can find your seat, then we'll get it underway. I think.
But far away, far away, over the sea if you can.
The servant girl also hops back through the double door to check on the food.
Oh my god, I just had a crazy thought out of character.
Yeah.
What if they try to go away overseas and that's why nobody can ever leave Barovia again? Way to go, Carla.
Well, I mean, not to spoil the rest of the adventure, but
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I
Well.
don't think they're going to make it to marriage.
All right. Your left foot or my right foot?
I don't
Boy.
know what. Like, you just start walking. I think when the music starts, and then we'll just.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get
And
to the door.
She
and
takes
we'll
your arm.
grab- All right. Yeah. Here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Start with your left foot, and he starts with his right foot.
And and that sort of like does it jostle primarily also because the door is still closed.
All right. That would
Over,
open.
John. As you wait, you hear that the organ starts to play a different tune. And as the tune starts, the doors open, and you're allowed to slowly walk down the aisle with T'Challa.
If you want to drag both of us step by step, I can't move with her. So
Absolutely. As you stop near Sergei, he is radiating, and he looks very proud at T'Challa. T'Challa gives you a nod, John, and then steps forward to join Sergei at the altar.
nobody asked me any questions. Kasariel was fine.
Great.
The music very slowly dies down again. Let me do that because that is quite intrusive if you have to listen to that the entire time. There we go. And Ilona smiles at the both of them and then to everyone. And she raises her hands and she says, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in the sight of the Morning Lord and in the face of this company of witnesses to join together Sergei and Tatiana in holy matrimony." The service starts and Ilona does the wedding ritual. The crowd is hushed around you, and other than the music that is still faintly in the distance, it feels quiet. Almost too quiet. In fact, all three of you can roll me a perception check.
17.
4.
Yeah, I'm getting some good number. I'm getting rolled a 14 and a 13.
So 10, 4, and what did you
17.
have? 17. Wow. Of all people, John.
I'm very intent on this. I'm honing in on this.
John, even though the crowd and everything around you is pretty silent, you think you hear something behind you. You hear a very subtle sound of metal being unsheathed, and you hear a groan of someone very subtly, almost as if it's muffled.
I'm going to turn around and look.
You notice that the gentleman behind you is sitting down a little slumped in his chair, and there is a guard standing a little closer to him than the other guard is.
Hey, buddy, liven up. It's a wedding. Sorry.
On the other side of the room, you suddenly hear the snap of a string and the whistle of a crossbow bolt.
I'll nudge Casariel.
A crossbow bolt.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
No,
nudge
go ahead.
Casariel, and I'll nudge Casariel and basically like gesture towards it so she knows.
The crossbow bolt flies through the chapel and embeds itself beneath Strahd's left pauldron. Another one fires off from the back of the room toward Tatiana, but it is stopped by Sergei lunging forward to knock her from harm's way. The bolt instead embeds itself into the shoulder, and a flower of blood into his shoulder, and a flower of blood stains his white shirt. Strahd's pupils thin when the scent of the wound finds him, and in his frenzy, he appears more beast than man. Amidst the chaos that is starting to erupt in the chapel, you hear dozens of voices from the amber tempo that are all echoing. Remove your obstacle. There is no hesitation. A pool of scarlet forms on the breast of Sergei's pristine coat. He tries to fight his older brother off, but Strahd's fangs find his throat, and Sergei's sword, drawn to protect his love, drops to the floor. Its blade falls loose from the hilt into a rapidly spreading pool of blood. Through both pieces continue to dazzle in brilliant color from beneath the gore. A fight breaks out, and you notice that guards left and right are starting to cut down the guests. A couple of the guests manage to run outside. Diamante is one of them. What do you do?
Stand up and immediately start trying to wrestle a guard and take away their weapon.
Okay. Move yourself to one of the guards that you're doing. There you go. Tatiana, in turn, rushes outside into the chapel yard.
I'm going to look at Carla
and imagine that she's gonna go protect Tatiana. But I'm watching what she does first.
I am going to try and grab Strahd off Sergei, and I'm going to attempt to use Charm Person to try and get him to break his hold of him.
I'll allow you to try that. Go ahead.
You have to give me a DC 15 Wisdom save.
And I'll need to
Oh,
start
16.
stat block.
It's 16 now.
Nice.
Nice.
Let me grab a stat block. That is a 19. I'm sorry.
Okay. I will just basically... Is he wearing anything metal right now?
No, he's wearing a tunic.
He's wearing a tunic, okay. Oof, okay. This is really bad, but I don't want him to kill Sergei.
Sergei at this point is dead.
Oh, he's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. I don't know what to do. I'm going to turn to Kasariel and say, "Help me! Stop
There's
him!"
a scream. There's a scream from the chapel yard.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out and try to help Tatiana.
All right.
Rather, we'll follow her if Strahd
Right.
doesn't. If Strahd lets her go.
John, what do you do?
So does this guy have any like throwable weapons on him? While I'm like wrestling
Throwable
him?
weapon?
Yeah, like
yeah.
an axe or a dagger.
He'll probably have a backup dagger. Why?
I want to grab that and throw it at the guard that's attacking someone else. And essentially, I'm trying to distract as many of them as possible to let people escape.
Cool. By this point, most of the people are already like hurt and damaged and whatnot, but I'll allow you to do this. Make me a just roll me a d20. See what happens.
Okay. And all the while yelling, "Run! Get out of here!" And so I got a 15
And a couple
on
of
my
them
d20. Cool.
It will hit one of the other guards, but it'll as it hits, they are wearing like this beautiful tunic. You hear the telltale sound of it flicking off of a metal plate. Apparently, these guys are armored.
Yep, no problem. I'm basically trying to distract the guards who are attacking people.
Are you staying within the chapel right now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get as many people out of here as possible.
Okay. I'll fast forward that. You'll manage to get about 3 or 4 people out if you usher them.
All right, and then I'll rush out with them out to them, I guess.
Awesome. As you run outside, what you see is that the castle halls and grounds are basically bathed in blood and drowned in desperate screams. The courtyard is graying. The sun is gone. The spring afternoon is now choked by a deep mist that claws its way over the castle walls.
Oh my god, I thought that was outside.
Oh my god.
Tatiana is in a terrible state. She is standing a ways away from the chapel and she's looking around, frightened. A couple of guests have joined her. And so far, right now, you 3 are the only ones out there, save for a couple of guests. And Tatiana.
Run towards Tatiana. Make sure she's okay. Look over if she has any wounds.
She's fine. She's not hurt. There is a blood splatter on her dress, though. And she'll look at you and say, What happened? Who betrayed us? Did someone attack us? I'm not sure what happened.
I think it was emissaries from the temple. you're okay. Why are you still staying here? Why don't you go? Why don't you leave?
Is Sergei okay? Was he hit? I couldn't see when I ran out.
Strahd killed him.
He was protecting him, wasn't he? He dove in his way. He got an arrow hit in his back. Is Strahd okay?
I don't think he's the same person, you know. He said he's been cold lately. He is a monster now.
No, that's not right. This happened when when his brother perished. I'm sorry, Tatiana. This happened when his brother perished, not when...
Wait.
John, did you see who attacked?
The guards were attacking the other guests. I didn't see any markings or anything on them that they just looked like guards. Or did I?
Well, you were in active, like, that's why I wanted to know what you were doing with the cards.
Okay.
You were very close to a couple of them. Roll me a perception check to see if you remember if you saw any emblem.
Oh my god, I love this die. I got a 13, a 14, a 14, 13, 15, and now 19. So I got a 23 on that.
An important roll.
John is perceptive today.
I am super perceptive today. I
Excellent.
love it.
Yes, you noticed the logo of a dragon. Now, dragon logos are common in this land, and they come in a couple of different colors. The one that you've seen is a golden dragon, and you know whose golden dragon that is.
I know of a silver dragon. I don't know of a golden dragon. Do I?
Yeah, I do.
Right.
You've seen it today on someone else. You've seen it on Leo.
The men who were attacking, they were wearing the same insignia that Leo had on him, the dragon. Do you know what that means?
Leo is a family friend. I can't imagine he would do something. Are you sure?
Was he in the chapel?
Wait.
Yes, he was.
They hit... Who did they strike first? Strahd or Sergei?
I think Strahd. Sergei only got hit when he jumped in front of Tatiana. I didn't see much after that. I turned to see what was happening behind us.
Did Sergei catch a bolt from me?
Yes.
Yes.
Behind you, the chapel doors burst open once more, and 4 soldiers come out looking for blood.
Was I able to
It's
have taken one weapon from the guard I was wrestling with?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
So he has 1 weapon less.
Well, I have one weapon now.
Oh, and you guys still have all of your stuff with you.
Oh,
so
okay,
can,
never mind. I thought we were completely
Yeah, you can
unarmed.
totally... No, you are wearing beautiful gowns, but you sport all your weapons and everything.
Cool.
So you can still use them. The 4 soldiers that are coming out lock eyes with you and instantly get ready to fight.
Tatiana, run.
Before
initiative.
we enter a fight, Carla is going to turn Tatiana invisible and tell her to go. Run.
All right. She is invisible. That I will allow.
Yep.
Take your initiative.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on her.
Cool, because she's not wearing any armor, so you can.
My luck
And
is
now
turned.
initiative. Thank you.
It's not the moment, man. It's not the moment.
Oh, God, come on, pretty dice. Be better.
What'd you get, John?
I got a 4.
Oof.
Question: did we get a long rest since the last one? Because I'm still at 58 out of 71. No.
You were entering a long rest at the manor, so yeah, use your long rest before this fight.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I have a 17.
Noted.
8 for
Sarah?
me.
Uh-oh.
Okay. We don't have to say uh-oh. I know. I'm gonna put that dice away.
Uh-oh, Spadudio. Kazari, can you roll once more for me?
Yes, I'm gonna roll the different. Oh, yes. 21.
Cool. Okay, so it's not that bad.
Okay.
Thank you. Cool. Carla, you're up first.
Fireball at the guards if I can.
Absolutely. You have the spell, so feel
Love
free.
it.
Right. I'm going to fireball at 4th level at those bastards.
Okay.
So they
Love
need to make me a dexterity 16 saving roll.
Okay, so looking at the tokens, there's a difference between the two. The one that's 3 of them, they rolled a natural 1 on that.
Sexy.
Uh,
Wonderful.
And the other guy rolled an 18, so he will jump out of the way but still get hit partially.
That's fair.
Love it.
I have to roll. I don't have a lot of d6s, so I gotta roll them.
Take your time.
That's
For a level fireball, you
9
gotta love it.
That's 96s, isn't it? Holy crap.
Yeah.
And I'm throwing in another one for my bardic. My bardic bonus die.
Love it. You're standing in a garden. Have you ever seen a fire blossom?
That is going to be 34 fire damage.
Wow, okay. So the 3 are utterly obliterated, like not even ashes remain. That's just gone. You said 34?
34.
All right, so that is halved for this guy, and he's still standing.
And then
So
I'm
that
going
would
to
be-
use my bonus action to determine a tail.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's not bloodied yet.
Not bloodied yet? That's okay. That's fine. I am going to kind of hit John on the shoulder and go, keep us safe, and you will get sorry?
The application of your...
Oh yes,
thing
that's
you can
next one,
only-
sorry. Apology, yeah.
Okay,
I forgot
okay.
about that. Okay. Yeah, so I want to hit John on the shoulder and he's going to get an effect in the next round.
Cool. Let me adjust the turn follow because those guys are gone. Casariel.
Yes.
I would like to use my movement to dash, or my action to dash. So,
Yep.
let's see here. Yep, I can just get to the door.
Okay.
As I pass this guy, I'm going to say, don't fucking trust me. Don't try me if you want to live. And I'm gonna I am, and then I'm just heading for the door.
He will make an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Okay. And he will do so for a 17.
Does not hit.
Missed.
All right.
Oof.
I'm gonna, as he
So-
tries to hit me, I'm gonna take my elbow and like block it with him, and I'm gonna go
What did I just
as
say?
I keep running.
I love it. What's your intent, by the way? Or is that
Casariel-
built for suspension?
Yeah. No, well, I mean, listen, my mom just died. She was taken by him, right? I mean, she's thinking, I can go talk some sense into him. I can go ask him how to fix all of this before any of this ever happens. So she's going back in to try to talk to Strahd von Zarevich. Doesn't it sound like a great plan?
It's
Well
what
thought
Casariel would
out.
do.
She's in a perfect state of mind for this. It's great.
Yep. All right.
Mhm.
It's the knight's turn, and he will look back to you as you move past, and then turn and move towards John, which he can make. And he will attack John with his greatsword, and he will do so twice. One for a dirty 20, and one for a 12.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Okay. You take 10 slashing damage from that.
Meow. It's like that's a lot of.
All right.
That's a hit.
You can counter, John, because it's your turn.
So yep, I'm going to. I guess I'm gonna smack him.
All right.
Let's see, just making sure what I can do. Cool beans. All right, I'm gonna smack him. Is this one of the guys I was wrestling with earlier, or he's just one of the other guards or something? Okay, cool.
He is one of the other guards, but he is one of those guys.
All right, let's see. Come on, baby. Okay, I got a 9 plus. Oh, I would like to have this already. Okay. Oh, it actually went up. 9 plus. I got it's a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
All right,
it
so
hits off of a metal plate.
All right, so and this is the first one. Let's try again. And this one, I'm not going to use Great Weapon Master to hit. So
okay.
It landed on another thing. So rolling 8 plus 11, 19 to hit.
That should hit. However, he uses parry, and that doesn't hit.
Okay, so I've made my 2 attacks. I dislike the fact that he maneuvered his greatsword and stopped me, and I glare at him and say, "That's a good sword." And that's it.
So threatening. Cool. Top of the round, Carla.
John will now get the effect of. Sorry, I should have been prepared. You'll get the effect of. Oh my god, that's a lot. That's going to be 13 temporary hit points.
Oh,
and
nice.
You are also going to have a increased walking speed of 10 feet, and you're going to gain +1 to your AC.
Huh.
As sort of that purple armor starts
That's
to
the
like
Traveler,
shimmer and
isn't
glow over you. Yeah,
Oh,
the tail
that
of the
one's
Traveler.
awesome.
That's beautiful.
It's great. It's a great buff. That's going to do that. She's going to hit him on the shoulder, kind of walk behind this guy, and take out her dagger and pierce him.
Ooh.
Or attempt to, at least.
Okay, what do I need to do for that?
Oh, I'm just hitting him. I gotta roll
Okay.
myself. That's gonna be a
piercing
21. That's 21.
That hits. Yeah, he
Nice.
will not be able to block
Excellent.
that.
Is he an undead?
No, he's not.
No. Oh, tragic. Okay. That's going to be 7 damage to him.
Noted, and he is bleeding.
A friend.
Anything else?
I'm just going to say, Tatiana, if you are still here, I'm going to be very angry. Run.
You don't hear any response.
Right.
Ariel? Before you open the door itself opens in front of you, and in front of you stands Strahd von Zarovich, decidedly looking different, with 3 bolts of a crossbow protruding from his back. He's hunched over and he's limping, and he is losing blood quickly. As he bursts the door open, he looks at you.
Sorry. Had to get the door all the way open. I know what's happened to you. Tell me how to fix it. Tell me how to reverse it.
I need to talk to Tatiana. Where is she?
Gone.
I need to talk to her. It is important.
Do I have an action?
Yeah, it's your turn. So what do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna take the mirror out of my bag.
Yep.
And hold it up so he can see himself.
Okay. He will look at the mirror and then look at you. Nothing changes.
Do you want to see her like this?
I must see her before it is too late. And he tries to go past you.
I'm just gonna watch him go past me. But I'll use
Right.
my movement to follow behind him.
That you can do, absolutely. Then he will use his full movement. Feel free. Anything else you want to do in your turn?
No.
All right. The knight is still fighting with you, but he notices that Strahd comes out, and he abandons the fight with the two of you, accepting two attacks of opportunity to attack Strahd. You go ahead and make your attacks of opportunity.
Ooh.
18?
I got a 29.
That doesn't hit. Yeah, that
Because
is.
I said before I wasn't using great weapon attack, and that's what I intended, so I'm following through with that. Cool.
And you, Carla?
I got an 18.
Meets it, beats it. You got him.
Okay, great.
Nice.
He is going to take 6 damage from me.
All right. And John?
It's going to be 13.
Okay. Guy isn't looking too great.
It sounds so underwhelming compared to what I've done before.
Yeah, the great weapon master just makes a difference, right?
It does.
The knight makes a swipe at Strahd that's a 7, that misses. And for a 21, that hits. Strahd is hit in the torso, and more blood is seeping from him.
Doesn't look so good.
Carla. No.
I am going to chuck a cloud of daggers in between the two of them. Right here.
Do I get to attack?
Oh.
I think I go after the knight.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
sorry, I
John,
totally
yeah.
skipped you, John. Yes.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah. It's
So-
like attacks of opportunity
of
always
opportunity,
F
I
with
totally get that,
with my
yeah.
turn follow. Yeah,
I've seen that. I've
It's
seen
your
that
turn.
hit other channels too. All right, John. As he rushes away, John and Carla both hit him in the back, and John says, "Hey, I was talking about your sword." And he comes over here and reaches out his hand, and some strings fly forward, and he Eldritch blasts.
Okay.
And I get 2 of those. So let's go ahead and roll 2. That is another. I got an 18 on 2 separate dice, so a 29 for one, and not a 29, a 28 for one, and a 26 for one.
Both hit.
All right, and I got 2 on both of those, so that's 4.
4. It's enough.
Oh crap! Really?
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
You obliterate him by shooting him in the back. Are you guys like level 9 or something? Wow.
The strings fly out towards him. I was talking about your sword, and they grab both of his shoulders and just slam him into the ground, essentially.
And he doesn't stand up anymore. Beautiful. That, for now, concludes the turn follow. Strahd continues to limp forward, even though he is hit by the sword and he still has the 3 crossbow bolts protruding from his back. It's not that he seems unaffected, but he does keep moving forward. And as he reaches this crossroad in the yard, he yells out, Tatiana! Tatiana, the Delisnias! They have betrayed us. Where are you? And Carla,
You will-
behind you,
Oh no.
Tatiana comes back into vision. And she looks at Strahd and says, Elder, you're frightening me. They're saying these horrible things about you. What has happened to you? Where is Sergei? You want to react to that?
Strahd murdered him! Of course, you were betrayed. But the second you saw his blood, you immediately bit into his neck. I saw him, Tatiana. I would not lie to you. This man is not safe. You need to run.
Strahd angrily looks at you, Carla, and then looks at Tatiana. He says, Sergei is gone. I am here for you now. I will protect you. His new monstrous features are only amplified by his stained, worn tunic that he is wearing. And Tachana, indeed, retreats. They continue almost in sort of a dance, where Strahd limps forward, his hand stretched forward to Tachana, and Tachana not knowing what to do, stepping backward. Strahd. Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
If
No,
he's
go ahead.
trying to go towards her, she's going to try and bodily move in front of him. It might do nothing because she's fucking tiny, but she's going to try.
You can try. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to try and just grapple him and keep him there.
All right, give me a strength check.
-1 to this. 16. 17
22.
-1.
So I will allow you to grapple onto his leg, but he will just drag you along.
I'll stay with it. I'll stay with it.
Cool. Strahd is dragging himself and you now faster toward her, and it seems almost as if the mists around you start to grow denser. It is not until all of you hear a creak of wrought iron when you realize that all of you have reached the overlook of the castle. Tachana is standing with her back against the wrought iron fence that is protecting the overlook from the plummet down below. Strahd reaches his hand out once more to her and he says, "Tachana!" And in her daze, she reaches for the railing and tumbles. The mist parts beneath her. And as you rush to the ledge to watch her, you see her soaring down in her white dress through the air like a spirit towards the jagged rocks below. Their spires peering over the low-hanging clouds. But she is not dashed across them. There is no impact. There is no blood. Thousands of feet below, the white dress simply fades into the mist. Strahd stands there motionless. And then he falls to his knees, his eyes crying blood as grief overtakes him. What do you do?
Peer over
Going
the
to-
overlook.
Take Casimir's dagger and hold it up to his throat and kind of look up at Casariel. Do you really think he's going to be reasoned with? Think he knows how to stop this?
Strahd, there's only one way to end this properly. There's only one way to stop this before you go down a path that you can't retreat from.
Strahd looks up at you as you say that, and for a brief moment, you have a feeling that you're looking at the young boy that you've seen when you started this whole book, with tears running down his cheeks, but now in crimson red. He looks at you, and then at Carla, and looks over his shoulder at Casariel, and he says, "I remember you. You were with me when I was just a boy. So much has gone wrong. I have so much to atone for. Where were you when I needed you? You have missed so much. I will share whatever you want to know. I must share my story."
How do you... You need to break this bargain with Vampire. Do you know how? There's a way out of it.
I don't know. And I don't know why I have even make this bond. I have ruined everything.
You were led astray, corrupted by something foul and old. But we can help you if you let us.
How can you help me?
Answer her question. Do you know how this deal works?
The connection with Vampire is a connection with one of an old god. The old gods were sealed away in the Amber Temple. Vampire is but one of many. They each contain dark gifts that are too good to imagine. An incredible power that will make you do incredible things. But heed the danger, for it comes at a cost. And I made that error when I made the bargain. Undoing a bargain with an old god, I don't know if I even can. I don't know.
Casariel, this might be your chance to talk to him.
You know what other gods lie at the crypts of the Amber Temple?
There are many. I have studied them in great detail. If you truly wish to know, then perhaps... And he looks you straight in the eye. If you wish to know, then take this. And from one of his pouches, he takes a small booklet which contains the information about all the old gods of the Amber Temple. I don't have it prepped, but I will get that to you.
Okay.
Old Gods for Dummies 101.
It's essentially that.
What's your greatest weakness? In your castle, in your line, in your defense? What is it?
I don't know. It was Tachana, but now...
Strahd, do you understand what happened to Sergei?
Yes.
Were you in control in that moment?
Kill my own brother? No. I don't think that I... And as he is talking, you hear another bolt cutting through the air and hitting him in the back. And another one. And another one.
Oh.
His already pale skin starts to go even whiter.
Hello.
Hmm?
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
A deathless white. His eyes are flooding scarlet and his fangs extend from his gums. At every angle, there are bolts protruding from his body. And then, they fall from his body like raindrops. Though his tunic is torn, there is no blood anymore. Leo, who is now heading a small army of soldiers points at Strahd through the encroaching mist and says, "Men, cut that monster down." And the world swirls around you in darkness as it takes you back out into the present day.
Can I try to say one thing before we leave?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm going to take his hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, if you really want us to save you, let us take the skull. Let us have it. Do not fight us on it. I will try to save you. You have my word. Or at least release you.
Ooh. Decisions. Why do you always make it so hard? Roll me a...
That's what someone said.
God, what dice do I
It's
use
so
for that?
good. Give me a persuasion check.
I want some wooden d20s.
Okay. Please don't fuck me. Please don't fuck me. Please don't fuck me. This is a big one. This is the biggest one so far.
Grania dice.
Okay, wait, what was the
Persuasion.
Sorry, persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay. Okay. 23.
Noted. Whatever that may be, you will learn. The black mists envelop you as you hold Strahd's hand, and he for a brief second looks at you before his anger and wrath turn to Leo and his soldiers. The blackness returned, covering me, covering the world, never to lift. It weighed upon me, heavier than the mountain, smothering and crushing me into something less than dust. But I was looking at dead men. Before another hour passed, I'd sent them wailing on their way to a rotting hell. All of them, all except that traitor who was spearheading them. As you open your eyes, you're back in your manor. As you come back, Esmeralda is sitting there on the couch, and she looks startled at the three of you. She says, "What kind of magic is that?"
Oh, you didn't come in?
I'm still like grasping at air, trying to take his hands and like plead with him.
I'll have my knife out and I slowly lower it and say, "It seems to be what happens. We go in there, we see what happened, and we come back out again. What good it does."
I thought he
It really takes you in.
So are our bodies still here, or like how does it work?
No.
Huh.
There was a black mist coming from the book, and all of a sudden there was just a book lying on the ground. You briefly talked about it, so I figured that would be what happened, but it's really awkward to see, especially when you guys come back.
Yeah. Imagine what it's like for us. We were just on a bridge with Strahd getting shot.
What?
Carla can probably tell you more about it.
I will give you the spark notes in the morning. It's a little... it was a lot.
I'm going to hold up the book with the knowledge of the ancient gods in it and just look at both of them.
What's that?
More reading.
Oh, great. More books.
It's the answer. The answer to how we save Barovia.
Another
It
book?
is a sacrifice made for a deal.
I know that Strahd supposedly made a deal with the devil or something to get his powers. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
And you're saying there's more?
Yes, in the temple. Apparently, there's places where you can find them in there. That book holds the knowledge to them.
What temple? The Amber Temple.
The Amber Temple.
You don't seriously intend on going there, do you?
We have to. The sword is there that could take down Strahd.
Also, the
Perhaps.
gods are there, including the one that he made the deal with in the first place, and many others.
Do you know of an order that had a gold dragon as their emblem?
Esmeralda will dive deep into her knowledge and rolls a history check.
Okay, well, before she does that, he was going to gesture to Carla. Can you can make shapes and stuff. Can you show us what it looked like again? And actually,
I'll minor illusion the crest for her.
to help her.
All right, that'll give her advantage on that. Thank you. I've seen that before. It's one of the royal families of Barovia of old. I want to say something like Desilnia or Delisnia, something like that. It's an old family. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Whereabouts were they located, do you know?
Oh, gosh. I believe they were living in Kresk, I think. But I'm not sure.
Interesting.
And the one who seemed to run it, I think he was the one behind the attack on Strahd's castle we just witnessed.
Strahd was attacked.
Within the story, his castle was attacked by the Leonard's
Guy with a lot of hair.
army. Guy with a lot of hair. His
Yeah.
army on the day of his brother's wedding, and
Oh, wonderful. And they didn't kill him.
Yes. They couldn't. He was a monster.
Well, it seemed like what actually pushed him to becoming more like that.
Oh.
They tried to kill the Sergei and Tatiana. Anyway.
You know this Leo person, Esmeralda?
Hmm?
Leo, a figure from history. He was leading. I'm gonna draw the insignia that was on his crest as they came to kill Strahd.
Right. I don't recall reading about a Leo, but like I imagine he is one of the family members back then. Like I know this family was very important back when Ravenloft was constructed. He was one of his confidants, I believe. But there's not a lot of history about him afterwards.
Carla, do you think your statue guy might know? Does he read or?
Is a fabulous idea, actually, John. He might actually know that. Okay, we can ask him.
Oh, that's a little big. Hang on.
Yeah. We'll get our butler to bring him into the library. Busty.
Hey guys. Yes.
Hello, Busty. Have you ever heard of this figure? And I will say his name perfectly in character.
Leo de Lisnia.
Leo de Lisnia. Lea. And I will show the emblem. And I'll be like, have you heard of him, his family? What knowledge do you have on this?
Yeah. He was a confidant of Strahd. And back in the day when Ravenloft was constructed, Leo was in charge of some internal affairs of Barovia. He was a confidant, but ultimately, from what I understand, he betrayed Strahd in some shape or form. History's a bit sketchy on that, but it seems that he was betrayed by Strahd. That Strahd was betrayed by him. I believe his whole family is wiped out by now.
Thanks.
Busty, do you? So, we know what happened to Strahd. He made a deal. Do you know why souls cannot leave Barovia? Was it the same deal, or was it something else?
Well, I think that those two might be correlating, yes. I'm not sure, but from what I've read, when the deal was made, the world was forever caught in, well, the mist that we see nowadays, and that is what's keeping everyone here. So, yeah, you might be right that those two are correlating.
Was it made at the same time? Have you read anything that would indicate that that was structured because later? I mean, I'm gonna look at John and Carla, because if I was Strahd, I wouldn't have expected her to kill herself, but I would want to make sure that I could find her again somehow. And if I wanted to do that, I would have to wait for her to be born again and grow up again and become a woman again. So I could find her over and over again, if necessary.
There's nothing conclusive written about that, but it seems fair, Busty says.
While we were in the castle in the book, we met a guy who would have really loved to talk to you. Name was DM Anthe. He liked stones.
Oh, the Architect's Apprentice.
I guess. He liked marble, and
Yes.
you're kind of marble. He would have liked
You
to-
honor me, John.
You
Okay.
do you know where the archivist may have kept any of the maps of Ravenloft?
From what I've heard is that that has been hidden away in the Amber Temple. And it's one of the reasons why my master was set out to go and find those.
No.
Okay. Will
I
be
see.
handy.
You don't have any way of contacting your master, do you?
I wish I did. After a couple of centuries of reading the same book over and over, it got kind of lonely. If only I could contact him.
He's
I could
upstairs.
contact him. But it's much more certain if I have seen him or know more about him. I suppose he made you. So having you
Do you-
might be a bit of a link.
Do you mean the Rudolph guy?
No, his
No, the
master was the
wizard.
wizard we met at the
Oh.
Amber Temple. You have
Excellent.
seen him.
Oh, my bad.
I've seen him. but
Oh,
only
you guys
in the
met Rudolph? He's a nice guy.
So Rudolph is
is
your
great.
master?
No, he just visited in the tower a couple of times.
Oh, never mind. I'm confused. I'll stand over here.
John, Exithanta made the tower, but disappeared. And I think what we're learning now is that he was trying to get to the Ember Temple and disappeared. But subsequently, quite a few
Oh.
years later, I imagine, Rudolph came along and claimed the tower as his own. Am I right, Busty?
That's about right, yes. Rudolph didn't really claim it, but he did use it, yeah.
Should I try to send him a message to see if he's alive?
You've
Exithanta?
seen his face and you know his name.
You're right. All right, you're right. I do know him.
Yeah, you can try.
Wait, he originally lived in the Amber Temple. And then he must have left during the invasion. And then he must have tried to go back again.
You better found something, another lead.
I remember seeing him. Yeah, I forgot.
All right, I'm going to cast Sending to Exithanta.
Right. And you base that on the fact that you know his name and you know his face.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, we basically met him and we talked to him in person, right? At one point.
Yes, you did. And normally that would be enough. As you use sending, you hear a voice responding to you. Yes.
trying to find temple close to saving Barovia.
Is that it?
Oh, nope.
Help to meet up, maybe.
It's hard to choose, right?
Are you trapped in temple? And if so, how do we save you?
I am not trapped. I need no saving.
He says he's not trapped. And he doesn't need saving.
Just hanging out there then.
Where is he?
He didn't say. I could message him again if you think I should ask anything.
Well, that was a really long time ago that we saw him. Hey, Busty, how old's your exit master guy?
Gosh. Well, he left about 4 centuries ago, so that would make him close to 5 centuries, I guess.
Well, how old was he before that? Because, like, could he live this long, or was he like a human and would it be dead?
Oh, he was a human, but he was a wizard. I mean, he's very good with magic. You contacted him, you said?
Yes.
Well then. It's good to hear that he's still alive. He is a very powerful wizard, so he must have found a way to hang on. I mean, that's him. Well, guess he's still here.
I think... John, do you remember in our studies... And I'm going to think about that for a second. Let me rephrase. During our studies, we learned about wizards that would put their essence into an object. Do you know, like a crystal or a magical object?
Didn't they tell us that's what, like, really bad undead become sometimes?
Certainly, but also wizards... I mean, this is a special circumstance. So if he wanted to live for a long time, he could make a pocket dimension, you know, and pop over there. And in that pocket dimension, do you know, like the Feywild? It could be... Time could run differently. I'm looking at John and he looks real confused. I'm just gonna...
Wizards are weird.
I'm gonna look at Carla.
Yes, that could be possible. There are some instances of wizards living well past their time and becoming monstrous horrid creatures known as liches, but I've only ever read about it in stories. Don't want to encounter one. Yes, there's many possibilities. We know his last known location was the Amber Temple, and he just might be alive down there, so we might have a buddy when we end up there, or we might have a significantly powerful enemy. Which we have plenty of those already, honestly.
I think if when we're getting supplies, we can find something like a crystal ball or a silver mirror or a font filled with holy water, I'll be able to scry and take a look at the Amber Temple.
You need a crystal ball? And I'll hold out my ghost detector, because it's just a crystal ball with a thing on it.
1,000 gold pieces? By chance?
Presumably. I don't think she would have gotten fake shit.
Is it a crystal ball worth 1,000 gold pieces? That's what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no way that There's no way that Carla pre-Curse of Strahd would have amassed 1,000 gold to buy a crystal for her detecting thing.
I mean, she could have had a
There's no
loan
way.
out. She had a loan
No.
out, you know.
It was
She lived
given
a
to her
good
by her
life in
job.
Netherwinter. She
This is the
has
equipment
a-
that her job
Yeah.
gave her.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. That's something else. That's
I
something else.
do have a
Quite
silver, I
specific.
think.
Wait.
Clairvoyant.
Do you need holy water? How much?
It was a font worth
Oh.
1,000 gold. It's very specific.
Okay.
So it's something worth
Um,
1,000 gold. Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking for clairvoyance. I've got this as well. This is something else.
Well, we're sitting with
range.
236 at the moment. So
So what I'm basically trying to do here is figure out a spell that I have that I could like take a peek. So like if there's, 10,000 undead guarding this temple, we'll know before we just like waltz up there and try to enter it,
That
Okay,
would
so I
be
have
fun.
clairvoyance, which is 100. Oh, we didn't take the crap.
well,
I just realized we didn't steal that freaking icon of Ravenloft from the book. Damn.
I was like, you asked. I was like, that's so smart. Holy shit. Now you have 2 of them. And you totally forgot to take it with you.
we don't even have one.
I didn't think we could change the
That's
past,
the
so
paladins.
I didn't
Oh
consider it.
man. Dang.
Ah.
Okay. Anyways, sorry. Okay, so that's a focus worth 100 gold pieces, or a horn for hearing, or a glass eye for seeing. So maybe at the shop. Maybe at the shop, we'll be able to find one of those things, and then I'll be able to take a peek in before we get there. I am worried it's become
I've got some
a place
silver.
of great evil.
I was gonna use it for a ceremony if we ever had to, but on that note, dude, you want me to like lay to rest your mom's ashes? That's kind of weird to ask now. Never mind. Sorry.
Way to bring the mood down, John. Wasn't even
Sorry,
thinking about that.
I'm sorry. I have silver. I didn't know if you needed it for anything. Hey,
I think
Busty.
Yeah.
What did your master learn? What was he? I know wizards are into all kinds of weird things like fire and trees and stuff. What was his thing? What did he do?
Well, he charted the night sky a lot, so he was into astronomy and astrology. Gosh, I remember that he was very busy with the magic surrounding like the core of magic. I'm not sure if I can put this in layman terms, but all the magic sort of seeps from a single source of magic, and he was very interested in that. But it's very difficult stuff, and honestly, I haven't read any books on it because, frankly, there are none. But I've heard him talk about that. So there's that.
Weird.
Esmeralda yawns on the couch next to you and says, "You know what? We should probably go get some sleep. We might make better decisions in the morning. It's late."
Yep. We can go get our horses too.
Yes, we really do need to get this back.
All right. So let's get some sleep, and then tomorrow you want to go to Valaki?
Yes, need to do shopping. Get some good furs.
Get a glass eye, right, Casariel? Or something you needed.
Yeah. Yeah, if we want to take a look anywhere, actually, we could look in the castle, we could look anywhere.
Would I take the book that you got by the old gods?
Yes. Sure.
We'll take that.
You put something in the chapel. You did a thing with like one of the lanterns. Well, was that for something? What was that about?
I just wanted to make sure we had an anchor where if I wanted to peek in, I could.
Did you want to try it
And-
out?
Well, I need that glass eye.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Do that. Yes, I was just trying to figure out where the skull would be buried.
But maybe he'll just let us have it. If he really
Think he'll
wants.
remember us?
I don't know.
Do you think
But I
we
know-
were even us?
I don't know. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah.
I know he wants me.
I mean, I guess. Yeah. Sorry, that threw off John a bit. No.
So
You're
perhaps
awfully optimistic still. Great trait of yours, Xariel. It's worth
Carla,
a shot.
he did not kill Sergei, as we suspected. I mean, he did not murder his brother. I mean, he did, but only after someone else had shot him.
Hmm.
And if you notice, the mist and the dreary gloom in Barovia did not come until he killed his brother. I think that broke his heart more than anything.
Still, he ended up in that situation due to his own choices.
I know.
Agreed.
I'm not arguing that he made a good choice.
We do intend to put him out of his misery. Sorry, John.
If something ever drives me to harm anyone of innocence, or especially you or Carla, I want you to promise to stop me. By any means necessary. Because what we just saw was Strahd killing his brother. Whatever drove him to do it, he's changed. And if I were him, I would have wanted someone to stop me. However they could have before I did that.
Promise. I promise. That's not going to happen to you. To either of you.
We saw it happen to him.
Yes, well, don't make a deal with an ancient evil god. It'll be fine. Carla, you will tell me what you find in that book, won't you?
Of course. We're in this together. That much I know for sure.
The answer might be in that book.
I think I'll going to take a bit of a walk to clear my head and do a bit of light reading, then retire for the evening.
Same for me, Esmeralda says. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning, Esmeralda.
Carla, I know we're looking for ways to undo a deal. If you see anything in there about something else that might be able to stop Vampire, anything else, that might be important too.
I'll keep it in mind.
Even if it is with one of the others buried there. I don't know much about them, but it might not be the only one.
Because, I mean, if we want to go the route of going to heads with a god, another god would be probably the best bet. We keep in mind. Yeah.
And with that, will you retire for the evening? For the night, by this point.
So when everyone goes to retire, Carla will kind of take a walk around the mansion outside and read the book as she goes.
All right.
I don't know if you have it up and ready, but if there's any names of any other gods that stick out in that book.
So the notes itself are, I mean, they're not stat blocks. They are cryptic, but they do hint at things. You notice that there are quite a few, and I don't have them present at the moment, but if me give me 1 second, then I will. For one, you learn that Strahd wasn't lying when he was saying that there was more than one, because there are 20 in total, other than the one that you have seen.
Mhm.
Apparently, from what you gather from this book, is that the Amber Temple served a double purpose. Because if there are 20 gods sealed away in amber tombs, then it doesn't take a genius to understand that the Amber Temple also served as a vault, almost like a prison.
Mm.
And as you go through this booklet and you read all the different names of the gods, which are unpronounceable names like Drislash, Dalvernhar, Xantras, they all
What's the name
sound
Xantros?
fiendish.
Got a cousin named Santros. Anyways,
Really?
I'm not going ahead.
I mean, you want to know what he does?
Interesting. We're spark adults.
As you go god by god, as I said, the notes are cryptic, but you're noticing that there are labels, almost titles to them. So, for example, you see Savnok the Inscrutable. You see Tarakamidis the Grave Worm. It doesn't sound pleasant, and yet it sounds interesting enough that you would want to know what it is. There's one in particular that stands out, other than Vampire, obviously. There's one called Zudun. Zhudun. And the title says The Corpse Star.
Corpse Star. Is there any information about Sudun? Or is that just obvious?
No, but in the booklet it does say lives between the worlds of life and death. Knows those whose time has not yet come.
Not yet come. When I hear and read that name,
Yep.
I'm going to cast the commune spell. Which I don't know how that works because I can't bring it up. I got the commune spell with one of the items from the book.
Yep. Let me quickly check if it has a prerequisite, but I don't think commune does. Incense or a vial of holy water, but you have a casting focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that'll be fine because there's no monetary value of it. Sure, so you can.
Yeah, so I will try and commune with Zordon. Ludon.
Okay.
Carl's not a prayer, so she doesn't really know how this works. She's like,
Yo,
So,
what's up?
as a quick, just to make sure that you know, you can ask it up to 3 questions, which can be answered by a yes or a no.
okay. Okay. Could Decidun, could a counter bargain with a god break Strahd's?
Yes.
Decidun. You control. You live between worlds, life and death. could I learn to harvest that in between?
Yes.
Would you make a deal with me to stop Strahd if I found you in the temple?
Yes.
Thank you, Zurun.
Oh, crap.
And with that, the party retires. You can use a long rest if you haven't done so already to omit any damage that you might have had during the little fight that broke out in the book. And in the meantime, I think we're going to go take our break because we're at halftime.
Oh my god. Carla's gonna be the BBEG, isn't she?
Damn it.
I think I'm going to have a stern talk with Carla at this point.
I immediately regret giving her that freaking book. Immediately.
I'm thinking of worst case scenarios, don't worry.
Mhm.
The best case scenario is we take that sword and we be cool. Worst case is... Yeah.
All right. We'll take a break. In our Discord, we will be, for those that are live with us, we will be in our Discord available to chat, talk, answer questions, and all that. So if you are in our Discord, feel free to join us. If you're not in our Discord, what are you doing? Join our Discord. The link is in the Twitch chat right now. And if you're listening to us through YouTube, go to theguildoflask.com for a direct link to our Discord. We'll see you in a bit. And yeah, we'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your break as much as we did. It's always fun to hang out with people. So where were we? Let's see. You guys have just completed chapter 6 of Strahd's diary. Oh, yes. You witnessed the almost marriage of Tatiana and Sergei, where Sergei was brutally shot and subsequently murdered, shot by a soldier as he was trying to protect Tatiana, and then murdered by his own brother, Strahd. You witnessed Strahd sealing the deal, becoming the true vampire that he is right now. You had a little talk with him, and then afterwards you were pulled back from the book, but not without any treasure. He gave Casariel a little booklet about all the old gods that are trapped underneath the Amber Temple. About 20 of them. So that's quite something. Also, one of you, and I think we decided on John, will get to cast the ritual spell of, which one was it again?
Ceremony.
Ceremony. There we go. Just forgot the word. Ceremony, yes. Which will free up one of his spell slots so he can use that for other nefarious things as a paladin. Oh, yes. You all took a long rest, so night turns into a day as you are awaking at your own mansion. And as you gather, I imagine at the bar, because that is sort of like the only place you guys really go to in this house, which is fine. It's beautiful. As you guys wake up and go to the bar area, you are joined once more by Esmeralda and Rudolph, who have slept upstairs and are now joining.
It's one of the few rooms that had the least amount of entrails in comparison to the other places. We've best
Fair.
clearing it out.
I think we killed like 3 zombies in here. Maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are fresh entrails.
They're different from the
They
ones
weren't
that
that fresh.
Daskell was leaving around.
True.
It's true.
Hi, Rudolph. How are you?
Well, I slept, I guess. Doing all right. How about yourself? I heard from the book, about the book from Esmeralda. You guys all right?
Mm-hmm. I'll give him like a summary note that Carla would have done throughout the night for both of them. Yeah, so that's the updated chapter, the notes on that. Make of
So
it
the
what
Amber
you will.
Temple, then.
The Amber Temple?
Well, it confirms a couple of things that I have suspected. First off, the fact that there is indeed a pact with a higher power between Strahd and, well, a higher power. This complicates things. Tell me, do you like ghost stories? Every single time I say tell me. Oh God, I can never
Tell
hear
me,
that again.
do you like ghost stories? I love them.
Love it. He looks at Casario, Carla, and John and says, tell me, have you ever fought a vampire? I mean, no disrespect, but other than your mother, have you fought a vampire out in the open? Do you know what stops them?
He holds up his weapon. He goes, if you hit him hard enough.
Yes, we learned this in our training. Stakes, silver, holy water, and apparently running water, which we didn't learn in our training, but I believe we learned in Barovia.
Right. That is the gist of it. Vampires cannot withstand sunlight. They cannot withstand silver. They don't like garlic. And they most definitely cannot take any form of running water. The very essences of life, if you will, are eating away at a vampire and will utterly destroy it. But a vampire is not truly destroyed until you do one final act. Would one of you know what that is?
Behead it.
Hit it with a radiant thing.
Valiant attempts, but not exactly what I was looking for. What did we do to, once again, my apologies, Casario, but what did we do to Casario's mother to break the unfortunate connection that she had?
We put a stake through my mother's heart.
Exactly. No vampire is truly defeated until that particular effect happens.
I killed a vampire
But it is
without
not that
stake.
easy. Did you know?
He's just grumbling over to himself. Like, I killed one of those things. I'm talking about steak.
Now, this would be for normal vampires, but Strahd, if I understand what you just told me correctly, is no normal vampire, for he is, well, almost endorsed, if you will, by an old god, which makes his situation a little different. I will have to do some more studying on this, but my initial guess would be that he will have more resistances than other vampires. Perhaps he is not allergic to silver, or perhaps he can withstand running water. You have to be very careful with this.
Speaking of that, Carla, did you learn anything from the book I gave you?
I did. I learned that there are 20 gods sealed beneath the Amber Temple. And that it acts sort of like a vault, but also like a prison for them. A couple of names stood out. They're a little hard to write, so I'll write them down for you. But I think ones that we should possibly look at are the Grave Worm and the Corpse Star. Those might be worth our time.
You would do well to be very careful with that, Rudolph continues. These old gods are not easily meddled with, and if you do, I mean, look what happened. One single soul who ultimately just wanted love has condemned an entire land.
Yes, Carla, you probably know this already, but when you make a deal with one of these creatures, it's not as if you know all of the contingencies. Their goal is to trick you. So you might make a deal, let's say as a mother trying to protect her child, and there are consequences that you're not aware of that comes with it.
Yes.
In the same way, what I mean is, I do not think that the Lord of this land realized the deal he was making when he made it. I don't think he realized the harm it would do. And I know my mother was telling the truth when she said that he wants an end to it. As much as we do. He wants no more of it. So I think that is our mission now. We have to figure out how to help him along.
I agree.
When when we were in the Amber Temple, in the book, did he broke the amber that Vampire was behind in? Right? Like he
think
struck
he
it.
just put his hand on it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I was thinking maybe if we did something to reseal it. I don't know how all this works.
I don't know either, Rudolph says, but I think, and I don't like what I have to say, but one of the answers to the predicament of this land and to, well, the future of all of us perhaps lies in the Amber Temple. Now, mind you, what I just said about these old gods is not to be taken lighthearted. You would do well to watch out with whatever you do, what you find in there. But I do understand that we need to go there, because another thing piqued my interest. You said something about maps?
Mm-hmm. There should be a map of Ravenloft within the Amber Temple, according to the multiple sources we've been talking to.
Yeah.
If we're
Busty
going
too.
to siege the castle, it would be a very handy thing to have. Also, to find the skull and perhaps reclaim that gem.
Yeah.
You see, castles like this usually have hidden entrances, and the maps would perhaps tell us where that would be.
One of the architects said something about there's an entrance in the stable that we could potentially use
Mm-hmm.
near the cathedral, the chapel. I
We
tricked
need
him.
those maps.
Told him I had to use the bathroom.
Yes, very smart of you, John. With these maps, we would be able to stage an assault. I know that Esmeralda would have the backing of some of the Vistani, right? And she nods. Do you have any other allies that would stand with us if we have a plan?
I'm sorry, an assault? Oh, what would the goal of this assault be? To kill Strahd?
When we have the
Well,
Sun
yes.
Sword, would that not be the ultimate goal?
He cannot be killed. I thought we learned this. Many adventurers before us have tried to do this. And he cannot be killed. There must be another solution. Or we're going to do exactly the same thing everyone else has done. No, he has to be...
No one else
Right?
has made it this far. We're the only ones that have learned about the Sun Sword, from what I can tell. I think this is the key to stopping him, genuinely. From everything we've heard.
I
We might
mean,
be wrong, well,
it's
worth dying
possible.
to try.
It's possible we can find some way to end the deal while we're at the Amber Temple. That was what I was hoping for.
I think killing him is no easy feat. Believe me, I agree. I think you need the sunlight and the water and the garlic and all of the things. But once you've killed him...
Stakes.
Yes, once he's dead, comes back. Is that not the deal he made? I mean, surely he's tried to kill himself. Many times.
Rudolph, do you think we can do the same thing with the jar and the soul of him and like catch him?
I am unsure. Perhaps that would be the key. Perhaps there is a way to kill him permanently. Perhaps there is a way to undo his magic. Perhaps there are more answers to this than just one. I am not sure, but I do know that indeed you guys have come farther than anyone else has ever done so far. And that gives me at least a bit of hope. I think the Amber Temple holds at least some answers, and perhaps then we can make a plan. But
My mother told me the reason he brings adventurers here, he selects them himself. He hand selects them because he wants someone to take over. He is tired of this burden, and he wants to bring people here who are capable of killing him.
If that were the case, wouldn't he have just approached us and told us directly that he wanted someone to replace him or kill him or something?
Would we have believed him? If he came and told you he made a deal with the Dark God, and that all you had to do was stab him with some sword, would you believe him? Maybe we had to come upon this journey ourselves.
Whatever he is, where he's normally himself, I don't think that's who he becomes under certain circumstances. He told us himself he would never have killed his brother of his own free will. What if we approach him and he turns into whatever he is? If he's like that, he may not be reasoned with. May not be able to be reasoned with.
He didn't attack us on the terrace. I think it's blood that he can't resist. His brother was bleeding.
it is true that vampires cannot resist the smell of blood.
I want to kill him because I think that's what he wants. My point is that I don't think it's just as easy as killing him. So
I don't think it's going to be an easy feat to get that sword, to put it back together. I think we'll learn more when we're in the temple, but at our
Which
present
sword are you
moment,
speaking of?
the sun sword.
The
Sergei's sun sword?
Sword of Sergei, yeah.
It is rumored that that blade is still around, yes.
I think
We
he
have
told
it
us it
sealed.
was.
You talked to Sergei?
Yes, by the lake.
So his soul is still here. As Sergei.
I think he clung to that place as it's the last remaining sacred
no, he
ground.
clung to the sword.
He
You're right, because he would have been reborn as someone else, would he not?
That
Do you
will
know
be
how
the
that
normal course
works?
of action. Not really, but I do understand that when one dies in this world, the soul cannot move on, therefore is trapped, and in most cases finds its way to a new host. When babies are born in Barovia, a common practice, from what I've seen, is that they take a needle and they prick the baby with it. I know, sounds barbaric, but they do so to check one very vital thing. If the baby starts crying, this is a good sign, because the baby can feel pain. The baby apparently has a sense. This means the baby has a soul. And we all know that this might be an old soul, but at least there is someone in there. If the baby remains untouched, it is a living husk. Not undead, but just soulless. So the souls find a way to a new life. The intricacies of that are lost on me. I'm sorry. But it does seem that there is a cycle to it. So yes, Sergei's soul should have been reborn a few times already. And if it hasn't, then that is very peculiar indeed.
There is another.
The sword, okay. Do we recognize the sword hilt now? Like, if we think back on the wedding, was that something Sergei was holding, or was that something
Yes.
Strahd was holding? Sergei was
No,
holding
Sergei.
it. Okay, so Sergei dies. Strahd kills him. Then Strahd runs out to us.
What happened to the sword? How'd the sword get hidden? Who did that?
You tell me.
Don't know.
It was on Sergei's body, and we didn't witness anything after that.
Right. So somebody.
Somebody took
Well, the sword
that
got
and
broken.
got broken. We found the hilt in the book, if I'm correct.
No.
In the Abbey?
No, or Kresk.
Oh,
No.
Crest.
No?
No, nothing
Neither of
Kresk.
us?
No.
Jesus.
You found the hilt in the wizard's. You found the hilt in the wizard's tower in a footlocker.
Oh, okay.
I just had the hilt the whole entire time.
Yeah,
So...
but I know that, like, Leonidas would have been the one that took the castle, could very well have taken the sword, and we knew that he resided within Kresk. His family resided near Kresk, in Kresk, and the Amber Temple is just past that. It makes sense that it might have found its way there, and it would make sense if half of that item ended up in a place where the god himself resides to protect it, if it really is something that can take down Strahd.
So Sergei's body was buried in Kresk?
We don't know where
This
his
is me
body
asking-
was buried.
Out of character. So how is his body tethered to that spot in Kresk? I think we did learn that. Isn't that where
It's just the
buried?
holiest. It's the holiest place in Barovia.
Because of the water. It's the holiest place in Barovia, so that's where his spirit has tied itself to.
That's what we
So that
believe.
it can't be. Yeah, that's how it's been explained. Because we asked about his body, we asked about that, but
So if your
So they
soul leaves your body in Barovia and you don't get reborn, which obviously he wasn't reborn,
Mhm.
his sword was broken and taken to two different places. How can we speak to him there?
The
At that spot.
the sword being taken to other places is irrelevant to his soul. His soul, as far as we know, got tied to the holy place for some reason. We don't know.
while we were in that holy place, Sergei took Carla's hand and told her to look up at the sky. And when I looked up at the sky, what I saw was the souls actually moving around there. So it goes actually up, I believe, into the plane of wherever we're at. And then from there, it gets reborn with like the right body, the right circumstances, if it can. But I imagine Sergei's soul attached itself to the holy water. And I think he just stays by the gazebo, but it's the holy water that attaches him there because that's still sacred when everything else isn't.
It's a good question, though. It would be interesting to look into.
That's our current working theory, but we don't actually know for sure.
Rudolph, there is.
Well,
Go ahead. Okay. There is another thing. We've seen souls without bodies. We've seen bodies without souls, I guess, and we've seen bodies that persisted long after they should have fallen. The Knights of the Silver Order, the Paladins in
The Revenants.
Argynvost Holt.
Yes.
If they are what we think they are, those who have fallen and failed to die, I don't know how that fits into this. Their souls their bodies should have fallen. Their souls should have passed.
When a normal person dies, innocent, maybe not even innocent, their soul leaves their body. Again, the intricacies are lost on me. I am no cleric. But when the soul leaves the body, it should go to, well, heaven is what we assume, right? However, the souls cannot leave this place. They are caught within the mist, and they get siphoned into a new life, into a new body when it gets born. Again, I do not know the intricacies, but that is what we understand is what happens. Now, revenants, what you're talking about, work a little differently. You see, when a person dies and is filled with such rage or anger, with such thirst for revenge or a will to set things right, sometimes that soul is sucked back into something more actionable than a baby's body. It gets sucked back into a relatively fresh corpse. It is the next best thing if you wish to be actionable with your anger and your hate. It might not be a pretty sight, but that is what happens when someone who is fiercely trying to stand for something dies and gets put back to finish what he started. And I believe that is what happened to most of the Silver Order.
Do you think it might be possible to get Sergei into something like that? His soul is unattached.
To give him a thirst for revenge? If he doesn't have it right now, after centuries of being murdered by his own brother and his wife to be being plummeted down because of his brother's inability to understand what true love is, if that doesn't make someone angry, I don't know what will.
He doesn't seem like the vengeful sort. Never
Why
have talked to
did-
him.
Why did they try to kill Tatiana? Sergei died taking an arrow for Tatiana. Why did they shoot an arrow at her? I understand why they tried to kill Strahd, I suppose, if they discovered what he was. Why Tatiana?
Well, maybe they wanted to kill all of them, be done with the entire family. Then, in that case, Tatiana would be an innocent bystander, but a necessary casualty. It's just a theory, but
We were there. They were slaughtering the guests. Who were they? Who was this organization? Were they the members of the Amber Temple? Was this revenge?
We found this out. It was Leonidas, and he's another member of the royal families within Barovia. It could have been a coup, attempt of power.
Well, I'm wondering if it
Unlikely.
was revenge because not months before, Strahd had laid waste the entire Amber Temple, and the wizard, that guy with the weird name, was there.
Accidenta.
That's the one.
Who do you... Oh, in the Amber Temple or at the wedding?
In the Amber Temple.
Yes, Xanta was there.
Yes, but we've seen Leonidas there before that. He was a member.
Yes, he was a royal member of Strahd's court, but he wasn't the approving type, I will say.
And he seemed to be at least on friendly terms with Strahd before the temple, and then I don't know. I wonder if it was revenge or if it was...
Why would he kill the guests of the wedding? Why would he?
I don't know.
That
Has
does
it
not
brought
seem
to
like.
trial if there's no one to call an injustice for it?
Well, that seems quite a bit more evil than what Strahd did to me. To kill innocent people.
And you believe the people that he took over the land for were devilish creatures? He didn't start as a saint. We saw that amount. But it's politics, it's royal nonsense. Our main focus at the moment is how do we stop what he is now?
To stop the violence that he's visiting upon this land.
Don't have the answers at the moment. It's very frustrating.
Carla, with what you just said, roll me a history check, not for yourself, but for something else.
Okay. Oh. That's a 22.
Saying what you said, you see Esmeralda, like, veering up a little bit in her chair, and she says, well, you do know that Delisnia is one of the royal families, who used to be one of the royal families of Barovia. Don't forget that that is an important distinction with Strahd. Strahd is not Barovian.
Mm-hmm. He's a conqueror.
The Disney has been a family in these lands for centuries before Strahd even came here.
So you're saying he overthrew the rulers here, and he didn't murder the entire family. He allowed them to live and stay in his court.
I'm not sure who the ruling family of Barovia was, but apparently, yes.
Well, the point being he didn't murder everyone that could oppose him. He conquered, as conquerors do, and then...
From the readings, it seems like Argynvost was the head honcho in charge, and he took over what land there was.
Argynvost?
Argynvost.
No, Argynvost was never in charge.
No. He seemed to oppose Strahd mighty when he came to conquer Barovia.
Oh, absolutely, and they still do to this day, even in their, well, broken down form. But the Knights of the Silver Order were never conquerors nor rulers. They were an order. Nothing more.
Interesting.
I'm simply saying that he wasn't an evil person before he made the deal. And these entities can be very intoxicating. You know, ideas that you would never have entertained before, they can make them seem like the perfect solution.
And they may corrupt.
That will fix everything.
They may corrupt a noble soul.
I know one noble soul they corrupted, who had no corruption there before.
I almost want to give you a psychic damage for that.
What? A psychic damage?
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think Sarah's pointing at you, John, with that.
No, I was pointing at my mother.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, John is basically down the same path at the moment.
I haven't been corrupted. Yeah. I'm just.
Yeah, you have, Warlock. Yeah, you freaking have. Come to terms with who you are.
I'm very friendly. I want to stop by.
That big weapon you like to kill things with for 100 damage per round?
I only kill things that are being violent. I only use violence to stop violence.
Do you see how one can convince themselves that what they're doing is for good? This is a perfect example.
Easily, but I don't see why arguing the nitty-gritty helps. We only have one path in mind in terms of stopping it, and if there's a way to save him, you have agreed with me that he will go to trial with the people of Barovia. That's out of our hands, and you agreed to that, Kazariel.
I did agree to it. In fact, I don't think he should go to trial. I think we should kill him because that's what he wants. But my point is that I don't think we can just kill him because he wants to die.
I don't.
And we find out that information sitting here? We need to go. We need to investigate. We need to find out more.
And that is why Rudolph says the Amber Temple might be a logical next step. Over hundreds of years, no one has dared to make the journey, let alone actually go into the Amber Temple. From what I know, and this is scarce information, is that the Amber Temple lay barren since the attack. Who knows what might lurk in there, but perhaps if you three feel up to it, it might be the answer to all the questions that you have.
Well, we know there's at least one old god down there.
Mm-hmm. Not a very nice one, though.
Well, I guess we're on our way. Let's go get our horses. I miss just Dave.
Before you go, do know that it's quite a trek. Do you have a map of sorts where I can show you how far you need to go?
Carla will take out the map and hand it.
Carla, do you have that marble powder stuff that the guy said to use?
I believe Kasariel has that, but that's white marble, and this is a white map. I don't think it would come up.
He said
well.
maps, so.
Rudolph looks suspicious at you. What?
The architect guy that we met, he gave us a thing that was for maps. You're supposed to put it on maps.
And what would you require to do with that? As he looks at the map, and what rough drawing you have of the map right now.
Could we see the pouch, Kazariel? Of marble?
I'll hand it to Carla.
I will pull it out and I'll say, I believe he described that usually architects would use blue paper and then draw out their schematics with the marbled chalk. This bag.
Rudolph takes a look at the pouch, and then takes a look at the map. And what would you have me do with this?
I mean, he said to use it to mark a map. I don't know.
I got the sense that perhaps it would reveal something magical on the map. Secret tunnels, maybe the inner workings of Castle Ravenloft.
Might not be this map that it needs
Yeah, I
to
don't
use
think it's
for.
this map, but perhaps it is.
How much
You
do we
see-
have?
You see Rudolph looking at the pouch and then looking at the map. And you've been to Castle Ravenloft, so there is a blip where you've written out where Ravenloft is.
Mhm.
He opens the pouch, takes a little bit of, like a pinch of the white grit, marble grit that's in there, and spreads it out around Ravenloft. And as he does, you notice that the map suddenly becomes a lot more clear over there. He looks at the three of you and then looks at the map and he says, should I put some more on?
Yes. That's so strange.
He throws a handful of grit onto the map, and as he does, before your eyes, the map reveals all. You now have a full map of Barovia. Well, Rudolph says, that makes it different. As I was saying, and he points a little bit more towards the left side of the map. He says, near Lake Baratok, where the Wizard Tower is, where I used to make camp, there's a road that goes to the south. That road will ultimately lead you to the Amber Temple. The road is called the Tsolenka Pass, and make no mistake, it goes high up in the mountains, and it is a long path. It is a cold and desolate path, and once you reach Luna Lake, it'll become difficult to traverse. Nature will have taken over by there, and perhaps even this map might be outdated. You will need to prepare. If you are going there, you will need appropriate gear. Perhaps you will need to go into town and get some before you go.
Of course.
Will the horses be safe on this path?
To a degree, but I am not sure if you can take them all the way to the temple. Especially beyond Luna Lake, it will be difficult to traverse on foot, let alone on a horse.
You could bring them as far as Kresk, leave them there, and then head down. Wait, no, it's by the lake, right? We could bring
Did
them as
you-
far as the. Sorry, go on.
It seems as though it's south of us now, and Kresk is west.
Yes, we could.
Did you say that many have tried to go there, but none have come back?
Many might be exaggerated, but yes, most people that traverse the Tsolenka Pass will not come back. The harsh environment will do them in. And there is talk of mountain people that are not too kind to strangers.
We've
It will not be easy.
We've seen Vistani all over the place, including in Argynvost, Holt, and Do you think that they? He looks over at Esmeralda. Have any Vistani gone traverse this path?
Up to Tselenka? No. No, up there is Shield Maiden territory. We do not go there.
What's that?
The mountain folk. The Shield Maiden are the women of the clans up there. They hold powerful positions, and they are... If you think a Barovian woman is dangerous, look to a Vistani woman. And if you think a Vistani woman is dangerous, look to a Shield Maiden.
Why are
wouldn't
they
like to go there.
aggressive towards people?
Rudolph chimes in again and says, not necessarily aggressive, just more animalistic and stern. You will have to know how to handle them. It's not impossible to reason with them, from what I've heard. It's just dangerous.
That is precisely why I ask. What are they looking for? How do we reason with them?
When Strahd visited the temple, he did more than just visit the Amber Temple. The area around the temple has suffered greatly because of his visit. And some of the places that lie close to the temple are locked forever in time. The people that live there have lived there for hundreds of years. But once they leave their villages, they age rapidly and die. I don't know about you, but it would make me very angry if there is someone out there that did that to me and my family.
Better than dying all the time. Yeah. Living forever sounds painful.
You know what? Do you think one of the Fanes lives there? You said it's in the mountains.
From what I gather, the tales of the Fanes are legends at best. I do not believe in any actual power of those Fanes, but if you are so inclined, they say that there is a water Fane, a mountain Fane, and a forest Fane. The forest Fane supposedly lives somewhere here in the forest, and he points roughly in the area of the windmill. The mountain Fane roughly lives over here, and he points at Yester Hill. He says, and the water Fane is supposedly in the swamps of Berez, and he points to the area directly south of you, where the water looks a little like flustered and sketchy.
Wait, we went to Yester Hill. That's where we were with the druids. And did we get the gem from the forest or the mountain lady?
The forest, because it was her gem that was missing.
Right, and she was
Which
over
wasn't in
by the
Yester Hill.
mill. No, she was by the mill.
She was
Mhm.
by the hill, but Yester Hill is where the druids decided to take camp with that god-awful tree.
No. Wasn't there something in the...
Yester Hill was the
Huge-
big wicker person that kicked me.
Yeah. Was the... No, the gem wasn't the gem there?
Yes, the gem was there, but it was the forest's gem, not the mountain gem.
Right.
So maybe the
The one
druids know
from
something
Pride.
about the mountain Fane if they're living there.
Also, I believe Madame Eva told us that the wizard might be in the mountains, so maybe he has something to do with this somehow?
Maybe.
Interesting.
Don't we have to fight someone who's dead? I forgot.
Yes.
Hey, Esmeralda, Eva told us all kinds of things about what we have to do with cards.
I do not trust Madame Eva.
You don't?
It's inner workings, I'm sorry, but we have a couple of Vistani groups living in the area, and Madame Eva's camp, they're not necessarily aggressive, but they say that they know the future, and nobody does. Because if they did, then this wouldn't have happened.
What distinguishes the different groups? Like, why are you, like, you're all Barovian, right?
And that's maybe. There's different views, different groups, different leaders. Yes, we're all Vistani, but we just have different views. The ones that cling to Madame Eva believe that she holds all the knowledge and all the power, and those that don't believe in that usually live near Valaki. There is another small group that basically just travels from one place to another, and that's about it.
Is it possible that the reason why people can't leave, and the reason why the Vistani are allowed to leave, is because they've made some deal with a different old god than Vampire and Strahd?
What are you suggesting?
That
Notice that
you
there's a certain
sold
anger in her
your
tone.
soul to a demon. Not you, but your people.
Soul is a strong word. Tried to repair things, perhaps, by making a deal.
Esmeralda gets up from her chair and she looks at you and she says, listen, I am trying my best to save everyone here in this world. We didn't ask for this. And everyone always looks at us. We are the ones that can traverse the mist. We are the ones that can get out. Listen, if I were not feeling partially responsible for solving this entire mess, I would have already been out. I can just traverse this mist, go somewhere else where it's sunny, and live for the rest of my life over there. But I chose to be here. And I do not want to be insulted by someone like you thinking that I made some pact with some demon or another
Esmeralda,
to save my skin.
I want to apologize. I don't think we meant to offend, and I don't think we meant to insinuate anything about your people. I think we were trying to learn all we can, and I think we're all working together in this. I do appreciate that you can leave and you can be somewhere else, but you're here helping people. You're working with Rudolph, and you're working with us. That's very noble of you. Apologies if any offense was taken. I that's not what I intended.
It's okay.
On
It's
that
a difficult
note,
predicament we're in.
you said that we can't. There's no potion for walking through the mist. Someone once talked about tying a rope to a tree and walking into the mist. If I tied a rope around your waist and you walked through,
I've never tried that, John, but if you want to, we can.
You remember, Madame Eva did tell us perhaps the mist could even be our friend. She told us about you as well, Esmeralda. If in fact you are the Vistani ally she foresaw in her fortune telling, which you think is nonsense. She also told us about the sword that we're going to find. Do you think that's a good guess on her part?
I mean, so far you haven't found a sword. You have found an ally in me, but there are so many Vistani out there that it's not hard to say that at some point you will befriend a Vistani if you actually live to tell the tale longer than a couple of days. What else did she say that has come to fruition so far?
You are very defensive. Do you know what I think about people who get defensive for little provocation?
Well,
I think we're all just getting heated, talking about things that could and couldn't be. Think we should go get our horses now.
Rudolph steps in and says, if it helps, the Vistani might be able to traverse these lands and get outside, but if it gives any consolation, I made a conscious decision to come here, knowing that probably, I would not be able to leave. And indeed, I too am bound by the confinement of this land. I did so by... yes, I did. And it's true. The mist envelops you. If you are not Vistani, you are bound forever to these lands unless there is a way to break this spell. And I am, for one, intending on finding that, and at the moment, I feel that defeating Strahd in one way or another is the key to saving this land and possibly ourselves. So what do? Will you go to the Amber Temple?
Yes, but I think we're all overdue a little bit of a break first. Shopping trip, Valaki.
We need better clothes too.
Yes.
Rudolph
I'll
looks
turn
at
to-
Esmeralda and then looks at the three of you and he says, there is a Vistani camp nearby, which is where we teleported to after the run-in with your mother, Casariel. We know that camp rather well, for Esmeralda also comes from that camp. Would you be okay with us staying there for the time being? I have some more research to do, and perhaps we can talk with the people there.
You can talk to Casimir. He's interested in stuff like this.
This man's a good ally.
Yes, he has suffered much.
Beware of Centauri, though. Don't trust him as far as I could throw him.
I think we've seen him all over the place. We saw him at dinner with Strahd.
Who?
Centauri? And I kind of look at Esmeralda as in like a cheeky nod and wink. The charming Vistani.
Esmeralda looks as confused as Rudolph does. I know that camp almost by heart, and I know no Vistani that lives there by the name of Centauri. Are you sure?
The ginger fellow with the nice headband.
We saw him in the bar and when we went in town. Didn't you nod?
Yeah, you mentioned that, you and I shared a common adventure in that. Do you not remember, Esmeralda?
You see a blank expression on her face for a second. And then she says, so he has another name now, huh?
Oh. Sneaky man. I may have to kill him if I ever get the opportunity. Anyways.
Get to him first.
As we're walking, do tell us about this gentleman and what was his name before and who is he? As we're walking.
As you go out of the mansion and make your preparations to go, Esmeralda will fill you in on the fact that he has previously been named Aaron, but otherwise you notice that indeed this is the same person, based on all the descriptions.
Aaron?
Aaron, E-R-I-N.
We've seen him in a couple places. We saw him at lunch with Strahd.
Who is he? If he's was not a Vistani when you met him, who was he?
No, Aaron was. Aaron was just one of the guys. He looked a little different than what he does nowadays, but I remember him coming to our camp at some point. He was looking for shelter. He was down on his luck, and we took him in as one of our own. He was a Vistani after all. And he's been helping out the camp ever since. And then at some point, he left. And I did too, and I did not know what became of him. It's interesting that he came back. When I see him, I will talk to him. You have my word.
We're all... Go ahead.
I mean, throw a drink in his face instead of communication. I think it's much funnier. But yes.
Were all of Strahd's brides at that dinner?
Is it
including Centauri? Yeah.
Is it a question to me as a DM? Or?
Yes, DM question. Yeah. Because I don't have an accent right now.
Who knows?
That's
right?
how you know.
I think
well, I mean, I was there, so like, were there three?
No, there
we
weren't.
know who the brides are.
There were brides at the table there. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Really?
were.
Yasha was there.
I have a diagram, but my cat is sitting on it right now, and if she gets up, she's gonna toss her tail in my face.
Irina was there. Old lady Headless was there. Escher
Mum.
was there. The Rahadin was there. Zentori was there. And
Willem was there.
Willem was there.
Yeah, but we had another dinner since then.
Did we?
No, I don't think we have. We didn't.
The brides were
We
there,
haven't had.
didn't we?
mm,
Am I crazy? I can't look at my
no.
notes right now. My
Was
cat
that
is
was
sitting
that
on
in the
my
book,
book.
or because in person we had one with that's where she lost her head, but she didn't lose the hag lady wasn't at a dinner that we I saw other brides.
There was another dinner.
There was. It was with his betrothed, like the really like.
You know, Irina was
one
there.
that looks. Yeah, Irina was there, but she was Tatiana at the time because it was in the book.
Yep.
So there were.
Yeah.
I think maybe a couple of those could have been brides, but we just didn't notice them.
Okay.
GM is being
All
mysterious.
right, it's fine. All we gotta do is wait till my cat gets up. Fine. I wrote it down.
I'm in John mode, so my memory is not that great. Actually, that's just Daniel mode.
And I am a very giving DM, but there's limits.
You know, I don't distinctly remember like a dinner where there was like 3 women that were like distinctly like these are the brides of Strahd, but they could have easily been snuck in there from Barry being.
Has there been a
Barry.
moment when Escher and Zentori were in the same place at the same time?
Yeah, that was when
Yes,
Morgantha got her head removed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my thought process is that maybe it's one of the brides spying,
Maybe.
or someone spying.
It's definitely a spy. But for who?
Oh, Esmeralda.
Yes.
She seems. You seem really stand up. I appreciate working with you. I'd tell you anything.
Oh, really? Well, I'll keep that one in my pocket for now, John, but thank you, and I really do appreciate that. Your wife must be very lucky to have you.
I don't think I'm married. I'm not married.
Oh.
No.
Well.
And
Married
he just
for his
keeps
job.
walking, totally oblivious to anything. Yeah. I'm not married.
Okay. Well.
Carla will loop an arm in with Esmeralda as they're walking, and she's going to be like, I am very sorry about them. They're not the most diplomatic of sorts, but they're good people when they try. Just have to ignore half of what they say.
Esmeralda smiles at you, and you notice a certain agreement. At the main road, they wave goodbye to you, and they part ways as Esmeralda and Rudolph veer off to the Vistani camp to rest up over there and talk and do some more research, as you are allowed to travel further into Vallaki. Reaching Vallaki, you are allowed into the city because there's no reason why you shouldn't be allowed in there. Where do you want to go?
Jacket maker.
Oh shit, I robbed from him.
With the jacket maker?
Oh,
Yeah, the
shit.
clothier.
All right. Why don't you stay here?
Mhm.
Forgive me. When you did that, was I present, or did I stay outside?
You were there. You were there. Yeah, I don't think he'd like to see my face all that much, but thankfully I have a disguise kit, so I think I could whip something up and get in
You want
there.
to put on a disguise before you go into town?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to dress up as a little girl.
Cool.
Little
Roll me a
girl.
deception check.
Incredible. It's a 1, so I get to re-roll it because I'm lucky.
I love it.
That is lucky.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is going to be a 27.
Believable. Sure. You look like a little girl.
How adorable.
I rolled a 1, so 27.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bards, everyone. Well,
She's
no
almost-
more.
Bullshit static character. I actually love her. Yeah, got 19 plus 8, 27. So, yes, you see Carla like duck behind a wall for a moment. You hear a bit of rustling. You see something go flying, and then she pops back out, and she is the perfect picture of a little girl. Yes.
Right. You come into the town of Vallaki during, morning, almost midday. And the place is as always.
Is there a passing guard, or when we walked through, were there any guards?
There were guards on the wall who let you through without too much hassle. There are patrolling guards around the city center.
What festival are we doing this time?
The upcoming festival tomorrow is the Harvest Festival. So please dress appropriately and bring a pumpkin.
Okay.
So, Carla, we were all there when you stole the coat, so you should go in alone.
Oh, we were. But I charmed him and then basically just conned him out of a deal.
Okay.
So he would
You
know
sure
then
that's right?
after within an hour that we got charmed. So what you're going to say is, oh, she died. She died on the road. She's dead now. That's what you're going to say.
Who?
When we go in. You're amazing, John. You're working so well. So if anyone asks about me, I'm dead. And I am
We killed you because you were a thief. Got it. All right.
Yes, you're noble,
But
noble people.
You don't think the three of us together with a little girl won't ring bells? Perhaps it would.
I mean, if you play up maybe a little bit of a couple role, he might forget that you were attached to, me and just assume you were like, a wholesome family unit.
A couple of what?
A couple of idiots. But also, just pretend you're in love with Casario, and it should be easy enough.
So good.
Can I just say, 33 episodes and also Dragon of Ice Fire week before this. I love role playing with you guys. This is so much fun. Thank you.
I had a couple of idiots. So
That's
good.
great.
Oh my god. That's fair. All right, here we go.
We've got
So you're
this.
going to do all the heavy lifting, and you're going to smile and look so handsome, John. So handsome. Okay.
I am a pretty girl.
Off we go. Never mind.
The Haberdash is indeed currently open for business.
Maker? Haberdasher? Isn't that a hat maker?
The Haberdasher is indeed a hat maker, but the shop is called the Hab and Dash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before we go in, Carla's going to slip Casariel her money pouch, which has upwards to 200 and something gold in it. Maybe 300. Yeah.
Perfect.
As you walk into the shop, Friedrich will approach you. Yes, everything I can help you with?
We're a couple, and we need
You are a couple.
clothes.
Wait, something warm. If you would, something befitting.
Like a cup of tea?
A cup of tea?
Oh,
Sure. Got it.
To wear?
Yes.
You see him looking around, and if you look around the shop, there's beautiful gowns and vests and all sorts of really luxury stuff. Warm, you say? What kind of travelers?
Like a coat. Yeah.
We're going somewhere snowy, right? Right, Mummy? We're going somewhere snowy, so we need something really warm to keep us warm so that we don't die in the snow.
Yes.
You ever step out of your body for a moment? Anyway.
Do you have anything that's functional and doesn't just look good?
You see a slight hint of offense on Friedrich's face as you say that, and he says, those clothes can be purchased over at the leather store over there owned by Strahd. I only
Okay.
specialize in finer attire.
Cool. Useless. Got it. And he walks out.
Oh,
Wedding dresses?
Evening dresses, Mrs. Exactly what?
Oh, really pretty, wedding dresses that are all, white and, floor length. Those type of things.
Can be made to order, yeah.
I hope he won't notice that I'm a very intelligent child. I'll pull out of my bag the measurements that I took of the bride of the abbot. Be like, I was told that we were going to get a really pretty dress and that it was going to be this size. So how
My
much would a really
sister's
pretty
getting
dress
married, you
size?
see, and she lives far away. But I told her that there was an exquisite dressmaker in Valaki, the finest in the entire land, you see. And she asked if I would check in with you while we were here.
The fact that you come back, Serial, saved the situation.
Oh.
He looks at you and he says, "All right, yes. Can I see those measurements?"
Hand them over to him.
She's excited
reads
about
them.
being a flower girl, you see. It's her first wedding.
Yes. Marvelous. Yes. The wedding dress, I would be 25 gold, and I can make that for you. It would be about a week.
Perfect. So, how does this work? What would the deposit be on that?
25 gold.
Brilliant.
You-
I was
Easy
looking at
spending.
Carla, who's shaking her head. Are you shaking your head?
No, nodding,
Oh.
being like, that's easy spending for us, don't worry.
Yes,
She like
I will
pulls you down.
give.
Mommy, that's easy spending. That's fine. Don't worry. Just pay the man. We'll be fine.
I tell you, she will be a money manager of some sort. When she gets married, she will manage her household so supremely. That's perfect. Here you are, and I'll give him 25 gold.
All right, I'm just going to retcon this to that Carla holds up a piggy bank worth, like, filled with 25 golds to Casario.
Oh,
No,
Just
she handed me the
because I
gold.
can.
She
Yeah.
handed
I
me
know, in a
the.
I know,
gold.
like in a
Okay.
porcelain piggy bank, because it just fits.
Oh.
Can I smash it?
Yes. Do you want to?
I mean, how else are we going to open it?
Okay, so you promptly smash it, and there's 25 gold on the ground, which Friedrich promptly grabs it, picks up.
Making
Yes.
this really fancy man like scoop of gold.
Money's money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We'll be ready in about a week. Thank you. Lovely doing business.
We're a couple.
Quite.
All right,
Okay.
family, let's go.
Have a lovely day.
Okay. Leather worker. Leather worker. Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
these guys,
He
right?
pokes his head in. Where's the leather worker?
Across the street and to the right.
Okay. All right, and starts walking in that direction.
All right. Across the street and to the right, you indeed see a shop that has some hides out.
I see it.
Sort of a fun name.
It seems that the door that you're trying to open right now is locked. However,
Very
the
vigorously.
sign is hanging from another door.
Hello.
You hear a very like scraggy voice as you enter the shop. Yeah, what do you want?
We're a couple, and we're looking for clothes.
The amount of times I have couples coming in for leather. Yeah, I sell leather and leather accessories. What do you want?
Coats.
Something warm. Very warm.
Yeah. I got something over here. Hang on. 3 of you?
Yeah, for the girl too.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. As he walks to the other room to apparently get some coats for you, you are left standing here in basically a tannery, and it smells horrible. I don't know if you've ever smelled a tannery, but
Yep.
oh god.
Tannic acid. Good stuff.
Yeah, tannic acid and the smell of like skin and hide. It's
Why would he say
How-
couples in leather? I don't understand.
I don't think you want to know the answer to that, actually.
I got some wolf pelts made to fur coats. They may not look like much, but they'll keep you warm.
In a mountain? On top of a
Are you going up the mountain?
Yeah.
Funny trip. We're roughing it, as it were.
Teaching the girl some survival skills.
That's another thing I hear when couples are coming in here. Yeah. So they're not cheap, but hey, if you want them.
Two that would fit us and one for the girl.
I mean, this place is full of wolves. How can they be expensive?
It takes a lot of skin to make a wolf coat that is actually warm. There are 35 gold each.
Easy money. Yeah, we can do that. That's good. That works.
Girl handles your money.
She knows nothing about this. She is adorable, though, isn't she? We've been trying to teach her about money. If you wouldn't mind, she'd like to make the deal. Would that be okay?
Yes.
We're trying to teach her to pay for things. You know, as you do with children. How to count gold. That sort of thing.
We're a family.
With skilled hands, Carla takes the bag, easily marks out that money real quickly and hands it over.
Make sure you count it back to her, Susie.
You see.
Okay, Mommy.
Tariel, that's a dig for calling us stupid earlier. Tariel never forgets.
Wait, she called us stupid?
I didn't say that out loud.
Yep.
Go on. One at a time. Go ahead and count it for the nice man.
Yes, and I'll count it again a little bit slower this time, but still it's moving a little bit too expertly between my hands.
35 per
Right.
coat. That's like a lot.
That's 105. Yeah. Okay. Here's your coats, and he hands over 3 fur coats. These fur coats will indeed protect you from the cold elements of the mountain. I.e., if you go up there without a coat like that, you will suffer levels of exhaustion. This prevents that.
Cool. Do they smell like wolf or?
Surprisingly, no, they are relatively neutral.
What's your name?
Scran.
Bye, Scran.
So you're going mountain climb? Oh,
Yes. Anything else we might need?
well, if you want to make it out there, I'd suggest some climbing equipment, maybe.
Oh.
That's a great
Do you have any of that here? Or
That's a great point.
I mean, I'm just a trapper, but I've been up in the mountains a couple of times. Ran into a good friend of mine. Which mountains are you going to?
the ones that are really high. It's very cold up there. Down to the south?
The Susanna
Mountains.
Pass.
Mountains do tend to get cold when it's high. Luckily, we have a couple of them. So, which one?
The Susanna Pass.
He takes a long, hard look at you.
Jesus, John.
Solenka Pass.
I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's dangerous.
heard
territory.
about it
Is that a family trip?
Yes, we heard about it in this book. It's my favorite book in the entire world, and I'll play it
We're-
101 Things to Do in Barovia.
We're going there to catch wolves to bring back to make coats.
Well, when you run into Bogda, tell him I said hi.
Bogged down.
Bogda.
Bogda?
Yeah,
Another
good friend of
trapper?
mine, lives over there. Yeah, he lives with the wild folk up there. He's kind of a weirdo.
Oh.
But hey, he traps wolves and brings them down every once in a while. Well, not himself, but he sells them to Vistani that pass by over there.
And what is
Vistani
your
Pass.
name?
God, sorry. Scran.
Brian, I think his name was.
Right.
My name, I'm Scran.
Is there anything that I know living out in about you missed some things in life? Anything he likes? Hey guys, we could get in good with this guy.
Wine.
He likes to. Well, he likes to be left alone mostly, but maybe if you bring him a gift. I'm bad with things like that.
Same.
Maybe ask one of the girls. They're usually better with this stuff.
Who?
8 points of Casario and Susie.
I think wine would do. I think wine would be a good gift. We have plenty of that.
Do you want us to bring him anything from you? Do you know, something to keep him warm or something like that? We could be like, oh, this is
Nah,
from
he'll
Strahd.
live. Nah.
Right.
Buy me equipment. Where would we buy that in town? That weird little shop, right? With everything in it.
Weird
General
little shop.
store?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess. Do we even have a general shop here? I guess.
I know Barovia does, not here.
I know there's an alchemy shop. Not really
Yeah.
important, but
Well,
You
Scran,
blacksmith?
it was... Yeah. It was really lovely meeting you. We will
Yeah,
tell Bogda you said hello. So, bye.
All right. Don't die.
you're not the boss of me. All right. I guess general store.
I
What
don't think
general
there
store?
is one. Yeah.
Maybe the blacksmith. Maybe they'll have some tools.
Yeah.
They made this
We
armor.
bought some trapping tools from Kresk.
Yes, I have wolf traps.
Ooh, maybe Bogda will like those.
That is true. We could bargain them. I do think about the fact that I have a lot of Dragon Crush wine. I can also bargain that pretty easily.
They probably don't get that very regularly up there. Sure.
I'm part of a family. You walk in and you hear John saying, I'm part of a family. They're coming.
What?
Yeah, John.
Oh, yeah. From the plate
Hello
armor, right?
again.
Hello.
Yeah, so how are you?
Business as usual. Rotten. How are you?
Full.
Your plate mail's pretty good. It saved my life a few times.
Good. Glad to see it made you into a returning customer. What are going to do for you?
We're looking for climbing equipment. Do you have that here?
What are you trying to climb?
Mountain?
Oh. Sure. Well, you would want some rope, maybe a couple of picks.
Snowy
Hammer?
mountain.
Oh. Still, some rope, miner's pick, a couple of pitons, a hammer,
Sure.
Right.
and I'd make sure I'd bring some rations because I'm gonna get hungry.
Do you have all that?
I don't have the rations, but the rest I have, yeah.
Yeah, then we'll take those.
All right. 3 sets, I guess. Are you bringing the little girl with you?
Yes. She needs to learn how to survive.
That's a
I
little
mean,
hard.
Susie. Yes. Our darling Susie's coming with us. Of course, we wouldn't dream of not bringing Susie.
She's already managing our money. She's growing up so fast.
We're going glamping. It's like glamorous camping. Very excited about it.
Children these days. Okay. So I already made a quick thingy. Yeah, that comes down to 15 gold total.
Yeah, pass that over expertly.
Make sure you count it out, Susie.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
All right. He hands back a miner's pick for each of you, about 20 pitons each, 2 sets of hempen rope for each of all of you. And if you don't have them already, a hammer. You can add a blacksmith's hammer for that.
Do you have like what's the like nicest metal you work with? Like the prettiest.
Oh, those are two different things. The prettiest
The
metal I
prettiest.
work, well, the prettiest I work with is silver.
How much would like a block of silver cost? Just like a small block.
5 gold, I guess.
I'll take 2.
All right, that's 10.
And I'll hand over 10.
All right, those are 2 pounds of silver.
Okie doke. Alrighty. Whereabouts would we buy rations? What would be the best store for that?
I guess the Blue Water. Well, they're not Blue Water Inn anymore nowadays, are they? And they look at each other. They're like, no, that place changed. But they got rations. If you're into something fancy, maybe the Sanguine Rose can whip something up for you. That's really about it. Or maybe the Blackwater Tavern. Yeah, they still have something.
Oh, those dreadful pies. Alrighty. Pop outside. The shopping's done.
Good job counting all that gold out. You did very well, Susie.
Once we
Can you-
leave, I can make food and water, so we don't really need to buy rations.
Handy. And we also have that spell that makes those rissoles. So go hungry. Some potions, though, I think would be a good idea. So Kel's going to pop over
Yes.
to the potion shop.
Did we get more bottles of that water? We did, right? Of the water
think we
from
did.
the lake at Kresk?
Yeah, we filled up a flask of it, I think.
Okay.
Hello, Anya.
You walk in. Hello. How have you been doing?
I've been doing well. We've met your sister up in Kresk.
She's doing well then.
She's doing very well. Did she have a message that she wanted us to send on? Don't remember. I don't think so. She says hi.
I don't think so either. Hi.
Yes. We have a little bit more of that water from Kresk again. By the way, it's Carla Lilac Heart. I'm not sure if you could tell. But we have a little bit more of that water. I'm wondering if you have any more potions for us that we might have interest in.
Oh, I am dying for that water. It allows me to make so many potions that I have over here, and that water is pivotal to it. How many bottles do you have?
1 flask, I think we took.
Well, you know what? I will give you this for that. And she gives you a healing potion.
I'll take it. I will take it. Those things are expensive. So how has the town been keeping? Has it changed much?
Oh, same old, same old. We've had a couple of fun activities in the town. There was some burning of a sun effigy made of straw. And there was a market, but they were only selling like flowers, I believe. I believe it was roses to celebrate the coming of this new establishment where the Blue Water Inn once was. And up next there is something with pumpkins. So yeah.
Do you have any
It
pumpkins?
seemed like-
I don't know. Well, I got one, but I need to keep it because apparently that's important from what I heard.
Where do we get pumpkins?
I don't know. Farms, maybe?
Have you heard of a lady Vokta?
Yes, prominent lady over here in town. Why?
Have you seen her around lately? I'm just worried for her health.
She doesn't go from her home too much, but I believe she's caring for her husband, who seems to be very ill. Not too long ago, she did send her servant. What's his name again? I don't remember, but he has a beard. Yes, that's the one. She sent him over because she wanted some sort of ointment for her husband. He's very, very ill. So well, that. So that's probably why she doesn't leave her home that much.
What's he got?
I don't know. I mean,
I
I
just-
have a hunch, but
I don't want to catch anything.
it's sort of. I'm no doctor, but it's sort of like privilege. Like I wouldn't want to spill that. Like I know what the ointment is for, but
Is privilege? Is that a disease?
well, to some people it is.
Okay.
I am something of a healer. I could perhaps help him if I knew what it was he was suffering from.
Well, between you and me, he's apparently not doing too well. He's been bedridden for the longest time, and they're not really sure what he has. That's the problem.
Hmm.
Are you part of the
Interesting.
thing?
Well, we're all part of a thing. What's in your mind, honey?
Carla.
I'm
Beckon her
on
over.
your mind. Oh, that's so sweet of you, John. Oh, I don't think about you that often. We will be going. I don't think she's part of the thing.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
We should we should be going. Thank you for all the gossip. If you need anything, let us know, and we'll try to bring you more that water from Kresk next time we're there.
Wonderful, she says, and as she leans on her desk, showing a little bit more cleavage than she already was, she looks at John and she says, "Don't forget about the roses, dear."
Okay. And he just turns and walks away. Wait, did she say roses?
Wait, did we already ask her for potions? Healing potions?
We
Did I miss
we got one up from her for trading the water.
She said, "Don't forget
You
about
won?
roses." That's what she said.
Well, she traded one for a flask of water, but you didn't buy anything else.
Healing potions are expensive.
I think we've used
That
most
water
of our
is
money.
worth $1,000 per potion, though. But it's okay, because Aria was lost in her thoughts when that happened, so I didn't catch it.
What did she say? Don't forget about my roses or something?
Don't forget about the roses, dear.
Oh, what roses? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, you remember? Last time you were in here, I told you, smell the roses, follow the roses.
Oh, the bathhouse. Yeah, I went there. I had a bath.
Good. You liked it?
I mean, the water was nice and hot.
Good. Well, I get off at 5, big boy. So if you're still there, if you intend to visit, then
All right, I'm out
Where?
of here.
The bar or I don't. Oh,
the
I'm a
bathhouse.
couple. I'm bye. He walks away.
You're a couple short, is what you mean. Holy shit.
Unbelievable, really. She's talking to Carla. It's
Oh, no.
unbelievable, really. I don't understand. He gives absolutely. Oh, hi, John.
She was asking about roses. That's weird.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? It's weird.
Do we need rations or? Oh, we don't need rations. We can make food.
We're good for rations. Is there any other bits of shopping we want to do around Voloki before we go and grab our horses, or any bits of tomfoolery?
I look at John when she mentions tomfoolery.
I think we're gonna look. I guess we're looking for the shoemaker, but we don't really know anything about him. So
That
Or
feels
s-
like a hanging around for a bit of time problem as opposed to a we're heading out of town tomorrow problem.
so let's go pick up just Dave and the others.
John Watson is missing me terrible.
Are you sure we should bring them?
That's a good
We
question.
could bring them as far as the wizard's tower just to get a little bit of speed on us, and then leave them there with Esmeralda's stuff. She had a carriage there. We could leave them there and head over then to the mountains.
Next to the exploding carriage?
Well, when you put it like that, it does sound pretty
Right.
bad.
Yes.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
Wait, is that on the way? I feel like that's also. I don't know. I wasn't looking at a map when we did that.
It would
so.
be a bit of us going up, but it wouldn't take that much time.
It's not that far away from the main road that you need to take. Yeah.
But it means then when we want to get out of that pass, I mean, likely what's going to happen is we'll end the pass and then want to go home. So I think it is probably best to just say we left them at home and then headed off.
Which is fine too, if you guys want to do that.
I think we
Just
should
don't
leave
want
them with the
someone to be
Vistani.
cold. You know.
Mhm.
I think we should leave them with the Vistani camp where Rudolph and Esmeralda are.
Well, I'm sure our wonderful butler can take care of them.
True, we could just leave them at home.
Then no one could sell them by
right.
accident because we did
Can you
take them.
charm
from
someone?
Vistani. Yes.
Can you charm someone and make sure they get them there safely?
Sure,
way you don't
it's
have to
only about an hour, right, to our home from here.
I think we could walk it.
All right.
If she charmed someone, does that last forever or how?
No, it lasts for an hour, and then they know that I've done that to them. But then it's just
Right.
leading them right to where our house is, and I don't think that's particularly good either.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Unless
All
we
right,
have too many friends in Velaki who could do it for us.
Mm,
I mean, we could
no,
probably
we
just
sort
walk
of.
it.
The
Yeah,
people
we
I would have trusted here, we sort of told a big secret and had half of their family killed.
We
And by
did
we,
do
I
that.
mean John.
Yes, John did do that. Yeah.
Wait, the bird people lived here?
You're.
They
Oh,
did.
God, there's
Yes, they
nothing
did.
going on up behind there.
Past tense.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why the inn is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. He.
I don't really know
That's a
how John is going to deal with
breakthrough.
I don't really know how John would deal with that, to be honest. So.
Yeah, no, it's going to be
Sorry.
bad once he finally realizes it all. All right, let's get the horses, go back to our house, leave them there, and head off.
Wear our new skins and head off. Yes, I think that sounds good.
All right. Then that indeed happens. Your horses are still safely at the Sanguine Inn, untouched, and the Sanguine Inn itself from the outside still looks interesting and red, but nothing other than that. You take your horses, you bring them home, and then from there, you take the trek onto the road towards the Solenka Pass.
Yay.
Now, let me grab the map.
Bogda. Remember Bogda.
There you go. You've been to your house, so from there you can go back onto the main road, which you are right now already. Moving along the road that you've traversed a couple of times now already, you see familiar places. But once you get towards the Raven River, you see that you have to go left on a path that you haven't gone down to before. As you go towards that, you notice that the path itself is rather quickly ascending into the mountains. It is indeed an ascending path towards the top of a very tall mountain. And indeed, if you look around to the rest of the mountains in your direct vicinity, you have the feeling that this mountain might indeed be the tallest of all of them. The road itself that you're traversing right now is old and not necessarily unmarked, but not often traveled. You notice that in the distance, as you go up and up and up, the peak of the biggest mountain is looming in the distance. And looking at your map, you know that this is apparently Mount Gakis, the name itself now written onto the map through the careful use of the marble grit. As you look at the snowy mountain top and the cold area in front of you, you can almost feel the cold penetrating your very soul, knowing that this is going to be a long, long journey through the pass and up the mountain. As you see the road slowly climb into a more mountainous area, you realize this might be quite the journey. And that's where we're going to call it for today.
Whoo!
Exciting! You guys
You're
are going to Selenka
all
Pass.
over
right?
the map today. We had some horrible things happen. We had some funny things happen. What was going on?
This was a basket of emotions today.
Then
We found out Esmeralda's a bitch. Who knew?
She's lovely. She's fine.
Hater.
really nice.
Hater. Bitch.
She got a little defensive that one time.
Well, that's all it takes for Casario. That's usually an
we
influence.
called her family a demon dealing, tribe, and she's like, "Excuse me."
No, that's not true. I simply asked if maybe they made a deal to try to help everything in Barovia, which subsequently allowed them to leave. It was an honest question. She got real defensive, which makes me super suspicious.
I love it.
Good.
I'm being honest.
No, I like it. I like it. I like how we're all really different on Strahd too. That's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
All right, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed this as much as we did to play through it. Join us next week for episode 34 of our playthrough of The Curse of Strahd. In the meantime, if you are dying to know more about us or about our campaign or anything, feel free to join our Discord. You can find it on thegildedflask.com or on any of our socials where we link to our Discord, of course. Please do follow us on Twitch, on YouTube, and listen to one of our podcasts. They're really cool, I promise you. And in the meantime, we also have a little other thing in the works that we will reveal a little bit more information on soon. TM. We might do another one shot. It's going to be cool. But more on that
very exciting.
soon. something lunch break heroes. Oh my. But for now, we bid you a fond farewell. Have a good day, have a good weekend, have a good week, and we will see you in about a week. Again, on Twitch, YouTube, or your other favorite channels. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you.
Buddy.
Bye, everybody.